and welcome to the Kobold Cafe. My name is Luke. I'm the GM. We're playing Liminality in GURPS 4th edition, and we've got Jared.
Hey, I'm Jared. I'm playing Dai Timur. Um, he found out last session a lot about the people he used to hang with, and by implication, the people he now hangs with.
Hmm. Hmm. We've got Everoth.
Hello, I am Ebroth, and I am playing Hui Yu, a silent cargo operator that is learning about his martial art talent. Relearning.
Relearning. or remembering. Neither are quite right. We've got Lee.
Hey, I'm Lee. I play Gina, the gambler who's not as disturbed by the idea that we might be into human smuggling as she should be.
Eh, there's a lot of questions, for sure, around the whole thing. We've got James.
I'm James. I play Alexi, the smuggler with
Attitude. Lol.
attitude. Yeah, he 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 strapped a fake-looking suicide vest on and asked some people some questions last time.
Yeah, you did, cowabunga. And we've got a very ill-sounding Terror.
That's because I am ill. I got the strep throat, so I might not be talking very much. But I am
That's
Tara, and I play Silver.
cool. Sorry about your throat. Uh, one day we might have Colin Wears again. We'll see. Well, previously, you were getting chased down by some bounty hunters, namely Colin and Silver. Alexi sent a sneaky message saying, "Come meet me, pal. We'll have a friendly chat." Chat weren't so friendly. Alexi had a fake bomb strapped to his chest and used it to scare this guy into at least not making a move while you're on the station.
And
Da-
confirming to the guy that we are insane.
yeah, he
Or at
definitely
least Alexi is.
he knows Alexi's insane for certains. Tima met up with his old pals who he has no memory of. They actually wouldn't mind some help visiting the planet because they want to screw over a mining corporation and try and get some very poor condition workers off the surface of the planet. Seems like you might have agreed to that, I think. One of them's going to come down with you on the tour you've arranged. If I'm
The
not
the
wrong.
in quotes tour.
Yeah, in quotes, tour. So your orb is pointing at something on the planet's surface. It's trying to get there. You think it's compass of sorts. It's magnetized to something else. You want to investigate it. This planet has about 30 atmospheres of pressure at sea level, so it's not really a very nice place to visit. But there is a company that offers adventure tours whereby you can go down in old military battle suits and shoot giant animals that live on this planet. And you've managed to negotiate a sort of tour with them where they'll take you where you want to go. Um, you've not paid much for this, so they're probably not going to really like let you fire off rockets and bullets willy nilly. Those things ain't cheap.
We paid for it. Well, Alexi paid for it.
You paid for the costs of like the shuttle transport there and back. And certainly, if
Fair
you get
enough.
attacked by giant beasts, I'm sure he's not going to be like, "Oh, don't shoot it, too dear."
It's going right at us.
Hold off. Fire the cheap bullets. And you also you agreed that you would move on Tima's friends to the next system that they go into, Gleezer something something, and they are paying you for that passage. And you've also filled up your cargo hold with some legal, some illegal stuff that you will get paid for on arrival. Cash on delivery. think that about catches us up. You were like just moments before having to head over to the tour company and board their shuttle that'll be taking you down to the planet. Am I incorrect?
No, that sounds about like where we left off.
Coolies. In fact, I don't even think it were down at the tour company. I think it were a loading dock that you were supposed to go to. Anything in particular anyone's taken?
No, we were going to meet them orbiting the planet, I think. So that way we have a getaway vehicle later on.
Right.
That might have been
Yes.
discussed, yeah.
Yeah, we had discussed. Yeah, being able to just get in our ship and leave.
But then there was also the issue of what's that fella gonna do to you?
There is that.
If you left the station. I can't remember where we landed on that one.
I thought the plan was just to leave the ship turned off for as long as possible for that.
So still undock with the cylinder. Go meet their shuttle in space. Maybe leave Rudy on the ship with it turned off and him in just like 3 extra layers because of the cold. Actually, no, it'd probably be getting way too hot if he's got radiators tucked in. No? Alright.
I think we're all being quiet because we don't actually know what we can do
Yeah.
safely.
Yeah.
Well, I
Like,
think there's risks either way.
Like
I
we
doubt.
we are currently looking for their ship. If he turns on his ship to go into orbit, are we going to detect them?
Yeah, you will. Presumably it's currently still docked. You've got all that already set up. So as soon as his ship left this station, you should be aware of it.
So if it's trivial for us to detect him, we should assume it's the same for him detecting us and not turn our ship on. Like, can we just take our shuttle to meet theirs?
Oh, you could take your shuttle. Oh, rather than the full ship. Yeah, that's an option. I didn't think of that. But then, that's not much different to just meeting their shuttle on station, really.
True.
Yeah. Honestly,
If they
my
want to pick
only
us up, I'm okay with that.
I would think actually it'd probably be safer to leave our ship on the station, because how's he gonna know what shuttle we're going down in?
Yeah, you've got no reason to suspect he has any idea that you're going down to the planet at all.
So yeah, no, I think just leaving our ship on the station is probably the safest bet.
Rudy's gonna
Sounds
get
good.
just every gun. Build himself a little barricade behind the airlock. Sleep in his sleeping bag there. Okay then. So, you will head to the tour operator's shuttle. That guy will be there to let you on. I probably gave him a name.
Probably.
It's not important now, because you will meet your guide for down on the planet, whose name is Royce. I don't have a picture for him.
Are we also meeting with our
Oh,
other crew member?
yes, they should arrive first, really. Sheng. He's got sick tattoos. He'll nod at you all. Hello? We're doing this then?
We are.
Very good.
I don't know how much he told you, but it sounds like we're gonna do a big game hunting tour. Should be fun.
My plan is to feign illness once we land, so I can remain at the mining station while you head out.
Pressure sickness.
He nods. Not everyone can take the pressurization quite so well, so it shouldn't be too suspicious.
Not everyone can handle the pressure.
Is that actually a thing? She asks, genuinely concerned.
He nods. When you arrive all together at the shuttle that you'll be going down on, Royce will explain in greater detail that because it's 30 atmospheres of pressure at the surface, all the air that you'll be breathing has to be held under pressure, or some such nonsense. And so you'll all be getting pressurized very slowly as you go down. Not 30 atmospheres. I don't know how it works. There's a film from the 90s called Sphere where they have to do this to go underwater.
Samuel Jackson speaks with a Mickey Mouse voice.
Oh yeah, that's right. So it's going to be an 8-hour trip down to the planet, he tells you, mainly because we'll be doing Mostra's pressurizing on shuttle. Likewise,
Sounds like a good time to take a nap.
that is an option, although I would implore that you familiarize yourselves with the equipment. And he'll point in this little bay that the shuttle's got. There's a few kind of empty exoskeletons. The ones you'll be piloting down there function almost identical to these. So you can have a practice before we get there. And I highly recommend it.
Yeah, grab a user manual and start poking away.
User manual.
User manual.
8 volumes. It's a 60 gigabyte PDF.
This is a learn by doing thing.
Climb in.
Absolutely.
Flip switches.
Play with the new toys.
Gravity is also significant on the surface. You'll be carrying a lot of extra weight just in your own body mass that you're not used to being heavier.
Sorry, how much gravity?
It is 1.47 g. The equation.
Okay, in your inventory, there's a thing to put that. Scroll to the bottom.
You can do it straight in your inventory.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. I was doing like mathematics and shite earlier, but you can legit just go to inventory and change the gravity to 1.47. Lovely. And I'm guessing so long as you've got your weight in your bio and miss section, it'll tell you how much that should be. Because it might not. The calculation.
You need to add your weight to your encumbrance, so just create a little inventory item of you.
Because like if you weigh 140 pounds, then it ends up being a 66 pound extra mass that you have to add to your inventory. It might not account for your body's weight increase, I don't think. The equation for it is in basic set, campaigns, different gravity, page 350. And yeah, multiply your weight by the gravity minus 1. And that's the extra shit you're carrying around. Ah, no. I left roll 20. Come back. Much better. So, this isn't a hunt, right? You're not after anything in particular, you just want to go to a place?
You got it.
Who's taking which suits? Have you had a catalogue?
We did. As I scroll up to look at it.
There is a catalogue of the suits that they've got available. All ex-mechanized infantry. 4 standard ones, 3 scout variants, and a single command variant, as well as Silver doesn't get a choice. There is only one child variant that they've kit bashed together for this journey.
And it sounds like the standard ones can hold the bigger guns.
Mm-hmm. They're the only ones that can mount a gun. In the scout and command variant, you should still be able to carry any one of those weapons, and they do have those weapons available as handheld, non-mounted ones. But Royce will be like, but you shouldn't really need anything spectacular if we're just going to a place. I'll be doing my best to avoid everything, honestly. It's kind of a careful route. You can't kill everything.
Good. The more we can avoid that, the better.
I figured the guide probably takes the command.
No, I've got my own variant similar to the command, bit better. That command's for your group. If anyone
Take a
fancies
scout
it.
variant.
Did I show this to you? So they all grant various amounts of lifting and striking strength. They've all got a computer, a hood, sealed, pressure support, all the nice shit that you need to not die on that planet. And they all have either like 50 or 70 DR to the torso and skull, and 20 less everywhere else.
I'd be happy with any of them, but prefer the command or scout. Does anyone else have preferences?
We will be fine with whichever is for service.
Timur will take a scout.
3 in a scout, 1 child, and stick way in the command variant, lol. Unless Gina wants the command.
She would not say no to the command.
That's a yes.
Gina takes
Yes,
command.
that's a yes.
Scouts for everyone else, potentially, unless someone wants a mounted guided missile launcher. No?
No.
Sadness. Scouts all around. None of you want to slow down.
I think most of us would rather move quick and get it done.
And you can all
True.
still pick up a heavy chain gun, 60mm cannon, or guided missile launcher.
Guided missile launcher for me.
What is it that Duke Nukem says? Oh, baby. Something like that. 6 shots. 6 tubes. It's like 2 better than the thing that Arnie uses in Commando.
It's just fun being able to lift it.
Oh, yeah. It's not even that heavy. I imagine it only weighs like 35 pounds. Oh, but then I think you've got to add like 12 times 6 as well. It's the missiles that's heavy. Well, if you spend the full 8 hours practicing in the battle suits under Royce's instruction, I will allow you to spend 1 point in battle suit if you have it available.
No, that's under. That's actually environment suit, battle suit, for people searching.
Environment suit.
It's DX average.
Battle suit.
Sure.
What if we don't do the full 8 hours straight?
If you don't do the full 8 hours straight,
I'm happy to spend a point. It's just, it's hard to justify actually attending for that long.
yeah, you're right. I will just say, if as long as you spend half this journey practicing at various points, so
Sold.
4 hours ish. Royce is an expert instructor. He's had to train people to do this lots of times so that they do not die under his, like, very low wage. You don't get paid enough to watch people die every day. So,
That's how you hire sadists.
Royce is more of a masochist. Yeah, it's a long journey. You have plenty of time to look at your equipment and shite. You don't suspect that the inertial magic orb compass will be able to guide you once you're on the planet, because you suspect the gravity will overcome any attractive force until you're very close. But you have managed to narrow down the XY location to within about 20 meters.
So get there and start digging.
Pretty much. And it is a good 600 kilometers away from the base, which could take a good 24 hours of travel in the off-road vehicle, Royce will tell you.
Yeah, we were planning on it.
He does head out that way fairly frequently. He says there's good game in that direction, so he often, like, plans kills in and around that sort of area, but he's not gone that far before.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
Land as close as we can, and we'll take the vehicle the rest.
You have to land at the mining base because that's where they keep the
Mhm.
suits and the APC. It's not allowed to leave
Fair.
the planet because of the military classification. It's all surplus that were actually left behind on this planet
Cool.
that they've just maintained with some parts they've managed to put together and get from up in space. Like, one of these people's granddads will have actually been a soldier that fought using these things. I got a beep. I'm checking my beeps. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Oh, wow. Thank you. Very gorgeous. Very lovely. I like it a lot. Your ears popped almost immediately after setting off because of the pressurization. And as the planet comes into view quite quickly, it is a really calm landing. There's quite a bit of turbulence and a few G's as you first enter atmosphere, but then it is a very slow, gentle waft down, and you are landing right here. Which is a mining base platform. Majiggy?
I'm sorry, where's here?
Sorry, I'll put a marker on.
You can also, if you hold shift, it'll bring us.
I'm on the be in lazy mode. I'll just take that. Yeah, you've landed here. And it's built into the side of a mountain, it seems, but there is still a fair chunk of rusty steel and concrete jutting out from it. You will come down on top of a big helipad that then lifts down into a hangar bay, and the ceiling closes with big hydraulic blast doors. And the hangar bay pressurizes or depressurizes slowly over the course of about 10 minutes until finally the big red lights in the hangar bay flick over to green and he lowers the cargo bay door. That map is not pictured here. This is down one level. So right at the north of this map there is just not pictured elevators and staircases. And you come down from the hangar 20 meters
I
or
want to
so.
float around in here and hide under some vents after I get shot a bit much.
No floating, I'm afraid. You're all very heavy right now. In fact, most of you will be suffering DX and HT penalties and IQ penalties. It's because your brain's so heavy that you can't think good. Brain heavy. Smart bad.
On the plus side, we're very strong also.
You're not in your suits yet.
That is less plus.
This place is filthy. Just like rock dust. Kind of covering every surface. I don't know if you've ever been around a mine, but it is gross. And this seems to be the cargo areas and living quarters. You see a few.
Just note that most of us are, if you're used to something between 0.87 or no 0.88 and 1.06 Gs, then you're at DX minus 3, IQ minus 1, HT minus 1.
That sounds right. DX minus 3 is brutal. That's the main one.
Basic 350.
Thank you. I think
Alexi appears to be fine.
You bastard, Alexi. Like, ugh. Your hair's heavy. It's like pressing down on your skull. High gravity is weird, I imagine. And just gross and annoying.
I thought Huey was from a planet, unless that was retcon.
No way will be from a planet.
Not sure this is hitting him that bad then.
But it hits people from Earth that bad. I'm not sure what your basic... And, like, if your basic were for this, then before you would have been getting hit this bad.
Yeah, I have no disadvantages for that, so I wouldn't know.
Players were asked to provide their characters with a base gravity so we could work with different gravities.
I'll stick yours at 1G, I believe.
Yeah, gravity was always low. I had no idea how to work gravity stuff into the game.
Fair enough. Well, it's still fairly busy. You see people loading and unloading cargo. You see miners coming and going. The quarters up here seem to be more for administrative staff and management as you're getting led through. It's night time coming up, so you have got like 6 hours of rest before Royce wants to head out.
Roger.
A bit more time to familiarise yourself with your battle suits and equipment, and generally get a bit more used to this gravity. Schengen whisper to your teamer that he's going to start feigning illness overnight and say he can't leave the next morning.
All right.
The days are shorter on this planet. How much shorter? Rotational period is 0.67 days.
So what is it?
A 16-hour day. And yeah, you'll pretty much get led to just these quarters here. And
Which planet is this?
this is Elena in the Iota Persei system.
Okay, and what's with the names?
Celtic origin, based on the generator I used.
You generate people names.
It's the planet generator. It named them all in this. I think it gives them all
It
people
named one
names.
Abby Lee.
Yeah, Abby Lee. Abby Lee's a gas giant.
I believe.
It's a medium gas giant.
I believe I can fly.
Wrong. No, banned.
Lindsay.
Yep. This planet were colonized by Scots. Or this system were colonized by Scots. And like the captain that flew in on the first ship just named it after every girl he'd boned. They were like, oh, that gas giant, she reminds me of Abby Lee, she does. I could name that one Abby Lee. And it kinda stuck, it did, says Royce. So that's the story of these stupid planet names here, anyways. I don't think I was talking in a Scotch accent before, but now I am. Oh, you're gonna love this, he says. Who's hungry?
I am.
Good, right.
I am.
Well, there's a specialty that these miners whip up down here to get by in these tough times. Oh, it's amazing. You must have had like meatballs and noodles up on station, aye? Well, what they do here, right, is they take a meatball, but like a big meatball, and they press it all flat, and fry it both sides, and then they serve it between bread with like lettuce, tomato, some sauces, sometimes cheese even, and they call it a flat ball sandwich, and it's delicious. You gotta have yourself one of these flat ball sandwiches.
I don't think smashing your meat makes it better.
Oh, you'll see, love.
Depends on the meat.
And yeah, you'll get these steamy sandwiches served up. It's kind of like a ground red meat that's been grilled black on the outsides, but it's still ever so slightly pink in the very middle. Really juicy.
Sounds gross.
You don't like it? Fair enough.
I mean, they're delicious, but
They do taste good. I mean, there's a fair bit of grit around, and you will end
you
up.
can just spit it out. It's fine.
Yeah, there's rocks, bits of minerals, Marie.
Very high iron diet, or whatever else.
Good for your teeth.
What do they mine here?
Unobtainium, probably.
Nice.
Uranium. Some super reactive. Radio reactive. Reacts with your
Ezo.
radios.
They mine Ezo.
Ezo. What's Ezo?
Element
Ezo
0.
Hmm. Well, I should really get some of these images on, but I'll wait till a break till I can actually bring myself some NPCs on properly. Let me get Sheng on at least.
So I think if we're exhausted, we're going to crash. Otherwise, we might go wander and see if we can find trouble.
Sheng did not spend much time battlesuit training, and he will say that he's going to go off and do some scouting around and look for where the various officers and things are. He'll come and whisper that to you, Tima.
Do you want company?
I wouldn't say no to someone willing to look around with me, see what we can come across.
Alright.
Do you think any of your crew would be willing to eavesdrop on this place?
I'm sure the others who are willing will get around to that soon.
Alright. And then he'll generally have a bit of a wander. Look around. They won't let you into the reactor area. There are a few armed guards about. But mostly with stun baton type weapons and just nightsticks. And they generally seem to be guarding the airlock areas and the cargo areas, and also the entry to that reactor room. You do see 2 people with guns after about 15 minutes of walking around on this floor. You've walked through every corridor, and yeah, only 2 people with guns at the main airlocks.
If you don't mind, I do have a few questions.
Of course. Go ahead.
Like I said, I don't remember things.
Sucks.
So, I know we left Arcona, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
How did we all find each other?
We were all oppressed there. Together. Working the same back-breaking jobs with no compensations. At least not any real compensation. Just enough to allow us to survive and need to continue the back-breaking labour.
I meant specifically.
I forgot what his job were. I forgot what your job were.
Bounced around from a few, but also these guys were part of the privileged class.
Okay, so you were also slightly privileged, right?
More than them probably, but
Yeah.
they were all part of the privileged
The
racial group.
Privilati. Well, we could have had it worse. The first time I met you was on a training course, college. We were doing placement, electronics engineering. It's very boring, but you didn't hate it.
Ah. I'm sorry, I can't remember.
He frowns a little bit. That was back when we thought we might have chances. Back before we realised that if the people underneath us didn't deserve even I can't do a good moralising statement right now, sorry.
They'll just continue walking for a bit.
When you go down to the next level, you start coming up on the miners' quarters. It is twice as densely packed in as it were on the level that you're staying. There are still guards around. A few of them frown at you pretty hard, but don't say anything until you sort of reach the other end of that floor where you'd be going down yet another level. And there's another guard there with a gun. We'll say, "Whoa, what are you two fellas doing down here? You shouldn't be down here. You're tourists with that adventure group, right?"
Oh, sorry, we got turned around. It's a bit overwhelming being down here. Every hallway looks the same. The gravity.
I get used to it.
Mostly, I didn't want to walk back upstairs.
True that. Well, here, I'll let you take the lift. Come on. He presses a button on the elevator that he's got behind him. Stay up on the top floor though, please. It's dangerous down here. Mining equipment and what have you. You've not seen any mining equipment, but you do see a lot of very sickly looking people. Like laying in the cots, wheezing, looking exhausted. It's kind of
Alright, thank you.
smoky, heavy air in here. And yeah, he'll let you on the lift, back up to the floor you were on. And you can breathe a lot better already. Like, there's pollution going on them lower levels, for certains. You saw a sign while you were down there that pointed to, like, refinery and furnaces. So it seems like they're doing some smelting underground, deeper. And that's probably what's contributing to the low air
So
quality.
they dealt it.
Yep. Well done. You get served up plenty of flatball sandwiches. As many as you want. They even do these miniature flatball sandwiches, so it's like a regular meatball that you'd normally get with spaghetti. But they squish it flat still and serve it in small bread this time. And they call it a slipper. And those are quite good. You can eat a few of them.
Maybe a slither?
Slidder would do. A glider. Because it glides down your throat. Feel free to give me an observation roll if you've got it, please, Teamer.
One second.
Sheng didn't do a great job. Oh, very nice. Yeah, you managed to spot a few things. There are some security cameras in like key places outside the lifts and such. You found the administrative officers on this floor. The security officers were on the next floor down, and it was just like a small barracks. You think we're about maybe 12 beds in there total.
Sorry, could you repeat that? I had to address something.
No worries. Yeah, there's security. The security barracks is on the floor below you, and you reckon there's only about 12 beds in there. You didn't see more than 4 people armed with guns, and you didn't see more than 10 guards total. And there's, like, you saw hundreds of miners, you think, though, coming and going, working variously. They all wear the same very dirty brown jumpsuits. And they range in age from about 17 to 70 by looks of them. Male and female. And non-binary. Most of them were non-binary given the grime.
It's not that they identify as non-binary, it's just you can't really tell.
Yeah, no, it's
Identified as.
Everyone else just resting up, eating burgers, flatballs.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of wandering, but it sounds like it's mostly horrible, awful hallways, so that discourages the wandering.
That is certainly what it mostly is.
I feel like with Alexi's background, he knows exactly what's down there for some reason. Like,
Yeah, you can see it. I mean, there will be some fun to be found down there, such as drinking and gambling. And Tima, while you were walking around on the next level down, you probably spotted like a few people sat around a upside down bucket with shot glasses,
Cool.
chucking dice on the floor, playing marbles and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Dice must bounce weirdly.
Oh yeah, I bet they do. Plonk plonk.
Well, if it seems like it's lively enough to support that kind of stuff, sure, wandering about.
Fair enough.
Quake will try to get. Oh, excuse me.
No, go on.
Quake will try to get the recipe for those flat ball sandwiches.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it won't be tough. You go right past the place where they're grilling. There's not really a proper kitchen area set up on this map, but let's just say it's like in here or something. And
I feel
yeah,
like this is the kind of place that doesn't have a proper kitchen set up.
yeah, they're mostly rations, and this is just something that they've managed to whip up from the tour group. It's like a symbiotic relationship. The tour group sometimes brings back fresh meat, and it's so tough that the only way to eat it is to grind it up into meatballs, smash them flat. Flat ball sandwiches. And yeah, they'll give you the recipe. You want a strong red meat, grind it up, salt and pepper, bitter onion, sometimes an egg white to help it stick together, but that's not always necessary depending on your type of meat. Fry it in oil, both sides. They've got these little dehydrated bread rolls that they just add some water to and put in a microwave thing, and they fluff up after a few minutes. They cut them in half, spread on a couple of sachets of ration ketchup. Boom.
And
Luke
he's
was replaced by George R. R. Martin.
12 pages later.
he'll definitely be taking note of everything.
Have you seen George R. R. Martin? It's not a shocker, honestly. I would not expect his books to contain anything else. Yeah, you get the recipe for that flat ball sandwich. It's a burger. You've eaten this elsewhere. It's called a burger.
The meatball thing threw me off. I was like, kind of sounds just like a falafel is just a vegetarian meatball, you could say. So, but wait, he said bread? Did he mean?
Like a roll, like a bread cake, we call it around here, but I don't think anywhere else calls it that. So that's not
You could
useful.
butter it, but you don't have to.
Is that the meat that is stuffed like a bread and then somehow still red in the middle?
No, it's just meat, but you make it a sandwich. The bread is the sandwich part of the flat ball sandwich. The flat ball is a burger patty, but these people are calling it a meatball that they've squashed flat, hence a flat ball.
Just call it a squash ball.
Flat balls
Yeah,
on the
I was
grill.
imagining shawarma.
No, it's burgers. They're eating burgers. They're acting like it's something they invented, though.
And we're humoring them.
Seems like you have been, yeah. Sorry. I've diverted way too much energy to the flat ball sandwich. Royce will have rested all night. He just fell asleep, stood up in a corner like a pony, and then blinks awake the second his alarm goes off. Comes in and says, "Right then, we all about readies? I've not got a token for Royce yet, but after the break I will have. Royce is a woman, by the way. She's a ginger. kinda. No, but Royce is a woman. I think she's got a bow, actually. Aye. Royce has got a bow.
If it's all the same, could we wait a couple hours, get some more sleep?
I
I think we should be off as soon as possible.
Fine.
You've not got loads of daylight, so aye, that's what I'd say, says Royce. Show you to the APC. It's baller. It's got a railgun on it. Might let you fire the railgun when we're on the way back, even if we don't need to. Just because it is funny as fuck, and you can stick just
Looks
about
like a lot of
anything in
fun.
there. Oh yeah, look at that thing. She like slaps it. Takes about 10 minutes to charge up the capacitors. You cannot drive while you're doing that, and you
So
have to
don't miss.
fire it once you've charged up the capacitors, because there is no other safe way to discharge them that I have discovered as of yet. She points at a big burn she's got that's all fractally and runs from a thumb up to a shoulder. Definitely just
Ouch.
crossing the connectors with a spanner won't do it, even accidentally.
I'm sure we could find something to shoot at.
Oh yeah, there's plenty out there. Let's get everyone suited up, shall we? This should be fun. You can spend the whole time in these. You can get out in the truck. You'll probably want to sleep. And the thing is a bit like a tour bus, you know. There's rows of bunk beds at the back, plenty of space for all of you. Sheng is like, oh, my stomach, oh, it hurts. I don't think I can go out. I can't go adventuring.
Oh no!
Bigger cut for me. No worries.
I'll just have to stay here and eat my flat balls. Sorry. Anyone feel free to take the mech suit. Oh. And he pulls the...
I hope you're fine.
He did a slightly better job at acting than I portrayed just there. And Royce just like frowns and she says, "Are you sure this is alright?"
Be sure to, and Timur will give inappropriate medical advice that won't really do anything.
He wants to keep his legs elevated, stay on his back.
Drink lots of chicken soup.
Flat ball soup. With a lettuce garnish. But Royce seems to buy it. If the rest of you are happy to go without him, then I say we go now.
Alright.
And everyone roll battle suit for me, please. I want to see if you can move around in these things. Alexi can.
That's even with the gravity penalties active.
Mine does not include the gravity penalties.
But she makes it.
I did not include any penalties.
But you made it.
Oh, wait. Wait. Environment. When you lower DX with a modifier, it doesn't automatically lower your skills.
That's not right. Rude.
Yeah, I failed by 3.
It takes you a long time to get into it. But you manage it, and you can take some steps. It's slow at first. And Silver, I think you'll just make it. You're allowed a point. Poor strep throat, Silver. Silver's sick too, but she's not saying out. She's powering through because she wants to follow the orb.
He's pondering the herb.
Or maybe fire the railgun.
Fire the railgun at the orb when you find out it's just like a time capsule with someone's old laser discs in it.
I'm super gonna fire that railgun.
It'd be really rude if they let anyone other than the 12-year-old fire the railgun, in my opinion.
It's a rite of passage.
You gotta shoot the giant god deer in the face. Pull the trigger. Kill Rudolph. And you'll set off. And this place is crazy. I mean, you saw it a bit on the shuttle down. I should have described it better. For the most part, it is very dense jungle. Like, all you could see was the green of leaves at the tops of trees. You could see them in the distance as the shuttle landed on top of this place. Even though it's mountainous, there is still a fairly big flat area, and there are trees chopped down for a good kilometre or so around it. And the trunks are, 10 metres wide on some of them. Big trees, very tall.
Good for masts.
You can see big old birds flying around very high up.
Are we allowed to kill butterflies?
I think I get that, Royce says.
I mean, if you can.
You can kill anything you want, really. Here, I should show you your guns. It's a bit weird that none of you wanted the mechanized suits. But there's still the rocket launcher there, she points at it. Big 6-tube cylinder thing. This one can be fired. Just pick it up and have a go, but not right now, please. And she points at the heavy chain gun and the two 60mm cannons that have been set up so you can use them not mounted. They'll take a bit longer to reload the cannons because with the shoulder mount it had it set up so it like positioned the breech right in front of you for you to load your next shell, whereas carrying it two-handed you will have to kind of put it down to reload it. It's essentially a howitzer. It's artillery.
Very cool.
Well, we hired you for an archaeology expedition. Do we look like the type of people who are super into guns and just killing things?
You do a bit, aye. That guy with the tattoos who got sick, he really does, yeah. This guy, she points at Daitima, who like racks the storm chain gun or whatever. Seems like you are into shooting guns at least.
More
I mean, you never know what
maintenance.
you're going to encounter in the depths of space.
You never know what you're gonna see in this fucking jungle. Them birds ain't so bad. They're big, they're real big, but they are hardly ever land. Takes a long time for them to take off again. And where we're going, jungle will be too dense. They're all above canopy. We want to watch out for the toads. We want to watch out for the snakes. And we want to watch out for the crabs.
So are we going to take turns driving?
If any of you are familiar with this thing, and when we're on open ground, I suppose I can let you have a go as common fare for the tours. Might slow us down a bit. It's a big 6-wheeled ATV creature, huge suspension, so it can like climb over big boulders and stuff. Even
Nice.
quite a gentle ride inside, even when you're over rough terrain. But you do feel bumps still. You're bouncing around in there.
Like an Argo?
Argo. I'm sure I'll get a picture soon. And it is essentially
They all look like children's toys on Google Images, even though they're life size.
And yeah, it's essentially going to be a long off-road trip. Yeah, a bit like that, but pressurized. Oh yeah, I think that second one's just the Mass Effect car, isn't it?
Yes, but you described a Mako.
Yeah, Mako. It's essentially a Mako. It is very much the Mass Effect car, but this one is beat to shit. It's got lots of patches on it. In fact,
So the makeup.
you see
So
patches.
it's the Mako after my game playthrough.
Lol. You see patches on all your battle suits. Not one of these battle suits has not been through combat. And yeah,
Which is why they got them cheap.
that's why they got them at all, maybe. How about a quick break? I'll bring some tokens in, and we'll be right back, and we can skip forward through your boring journey through the jungle.
Sure.
Alright, we'll be right back.
Who, where, why?
We're live! We are who? The Kobold Cafe. We are where? Fuck knows why. Because we can. So you've landed on the planet Elena. We had bitter moment. Some people aren't happy that the planets in this system are all named after sexy Scotch ladies. Very upset. What is wrong with
Nobody said they were sexy.
I implied it. If they're Scottish, it should be implied. Someone find me a picture who's very good at singing that song from Les Mis quick. Susan Boyle, that's the one. And no, I like Susan Boyle. I think she looks alright, yeah. I won't say no. I definitely won't kick her out of bed. We're getting off topic. You've landed on Overpressure Planet. You're heading to an area 20 meters in diameter, roughly 600 kilometers away from this mining station, where there are definitely oppressed miners. You saw in no short terms that these miners are living in shit conditions for almost no money. Sheng would have explained last night that these people have work terms lasting like 2 years on this planet. People just do not survive it. And they end up forfeiting the wages in order for like medevac off when they get too ill to work. And it's a whole big scam that this company runs essentially on the people who live below ground on that cylinder, Elena 1. Because, yeah, there's definitely none of the tall, slender people around here, except for Alexei. But he's a different type of tall, slender person who could just pass as this type of tall, slender person. Well, road trip through the jungle. It's quite nice. They will let Silver drive on his knee. Vroom vroom. It's fun. He will stop
Vroom vroom.
at
Vroom, vroom.
night. He will say, why am I misgendering? Royce. Royce is female, and she's cool. And yeah, she's only wearing the bottom half of a pressure suit while she drives the truck, eats flat ball sandwiches that you had wrapped up. And yeah, at some point, she will stop and say, it's resting time. Full day of travel done. That's something I needed to check. The actual distance that this thing can go in a day. Because I may adjust the distance that the thing was from the base, if so. Because I wanted it to move at the speed of plot.
I'm okay pretending that you didn't say a number.
Cool. Gonna check like 3 different books to check like 3 different things. I think I could assume half that. Okay, no, you should be about right. Yeah, for a couple of days, a day and a half's travel, providing nothing goes wrong. You do get to see some megafauna pretty early on. Big rhino-looking creatures. They are peaceful, she says. As you drive past them, they tower over you. These creatures are like size modifier 7. Very, very, very big.
Definitely taking pictures.
You get good pictures. It's very Jurassic Park. Craning your neck to look at them. They did
The
it.
going hurts.
These bastards did it. And anyone who wants to try and drive the car can. With your DX -3. It's driving heavy wheeled is the specialty.
Automobile -2.
I believe
I
so.
mean, -2 or -5 if. Yeah.
I could give it a try at a -3.
Gina takes a try.
Gene drives the truck.
Whee!
Yeah, it's not good.
Success.
Well, no.
No.
You
You
goes
gave
to the
a
-3,
DX
right?
roll.
Yeah, it's
The -3 to DX is from gravity.
the skill is driving heavy wheeled. So if you've not got any driving skills, then it would be like DX -6.
-5.
Yeah, so
Oh.
so it would have
And a
been.
-5 would still be on the nose.
So
No, -5 and then -3, so -8. Because gravity didn't go away just because you're unskilled.
Yeah. Oh, you included that -3 there though. So
But I already included the -3 for the gravity.
But
so
you didn't include the -5.
so yeah, you still failed horribly,
Ah.
as everyone did.
Which is why he took us out to the wide open plains before he let us play.
Yeah, it's like
He's done this before.
Royce will pipe up like so here's a little safe bit. You can't roll it here. You can't crash into anything. It's just the big weird grass that grows on this place. And then, oh, you've crashed it. Well done. You've stalled it. Well done.
I thought you said it couldn't crash.
Not normally, but that was spectacularly bad.
As someone who's actually led like ATV trips for a living at one point, you'd be surprised what people manage to do.
The ATV's just upside down next to him suddenly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that happening a
How
lot.
did you do that?
Start revving. Get off. Don't stop.
Look away, look back. They're running after the ATV.
Thankfully, you can't do that with this thing. You cannot ghost ride this whip. Given that.
Oh, never mind.
Fair dues. Well, how about we get approaching the point that we're interested in? Ooh, my roll 20's
Sure.
not big enough.
It sounds like you're either about to do something to us while we were camping or have us arrive.
I think I'll have you arrive. It's a pretty calm day overall. And you come upon sort of the general area that it's supposed to be, just ahead of you. The ground is lumpy here. There is some changes in elevation. There are some changes in elevation. And there's a cluster of rocks up ahead that are kinda about right.
Don't suppose anybody has like sensors for like looking in the ground? Gina asks.
The terahertz radar is penetrative. It shows inside things. Partly. I mean, the ground's kind of dense here, but we should be able to see something.
Everybody starts fucking with their sensors.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, yeah, all of you managed to make out that underneath that rock there is some kind of open area, it looks like. Like directly in the middle of that rock there is a little 2 meter wide hole.
All right, guys. Everybody take a side.
that rock is really blocking the radar. You can't penetrate that deep at all. It is slightly warm though.
I want to see how strong the suits are. Let's
You,
see if we can
you
lift
think
it.
you could use the railgun to blow that rock off?
I mean, it's an option. Could cave it all in under there though. Well, I've got
Can't
some,
we just winch it?
had some weird ticking. We could try that too.
I mean, we're all wearing cargo movers. Let's try to move the thing.
I mean, all of us
Right.
together try and me do something. Let's get some tokens on the map, shall we? Oh, you're so tiny.
I don't know. Why are you so big?
Too many McDonald's,
I
mate.
think it's a glandular thing.
Yeah, that's a very personal question.
Kebabs is your answer.
Oh, yeah, I was right. It's pituitary gland for gigantism.
So many glands. So let me get rid of that. Oh, that was my problem. I've just been messing up the stream all day today. Non-stop. Constant it is. It's because Roll20 chat were being rude. It's Roll20's fault. I blame the Roll20s. You're pretty sure there's no move in this rock. It is slightly buried in the ground. It's also a very weird fucking rock.
Kind of similar to the other one.
Yeah, all of them are the same. One moment. I never made a token for Royce because I'm so dumb. So she can have a silhouette. Which obviously didn't get labelled. But I have got these people here.
Are we all gonna try to move a rock?
She gets this close and she says, on the radios, obviously, since you're all sealed in suits, "Oi, oi, fuck, get back from that rock. It's no rock." And Gina, that little one next to you, kind of shifts, starts moving, rises up a good meter on long, chunky legs, shakes off some soil. The big one starts doing it as well. Let's get turn order up. Can everyone see seconds?
We can see everything. I think you need
Oh,
to clear
oops.
it.
I'll clear
Wait,
it.
why is there? Where's the beetle? Oh, right.
It's from the from that other place. Let me get to my GM layer. Let me select all. Let me send it to the token layer. Let me get to the map layer.
So it's -3 dexterity, -1 IQ.
Yep, -1 HT.
-1
Cool.
HT. I will allow you to all have a weapon of your choice shouldered. Bear in mind, there's 2 cannons, 1 chain gun, 1 missile launcher, and Gina's got the missile launcher.
This will have a deadly cast iron pan.
And the big rock starts shaking and rising out of the ground also. Did that work? I bet it didn't, did it? Nah, of course it didn't. Because this doesn't represent an adult crop.
Sorry, which guns are already taken?
Just the missile launcher so far?
Okay, Timur will have taken the chain gun, I guess.
Chain gun. Sick.
Alexi's just got a cannon.
Nice.
These all default to DX -4.
You got some pretty fancy aiming softwares attached into your suits, I should point out to you.
Is this storm or heavy? Heavy.
Heavy chain gun. Storm chain gun were just too weak. In my mind, I will be calling it a heavy storm chain gun. Baby crab. We got all the speeds. It's like we're missing a silver. Is Terra dead?
We also do not have a Ever's character.
Oh, uh,
Everoth?
yeah, I forgot to put my character in, and that was why it didn't work. Now it should.
And also some of you have for not reduced your DX.
Yeah. DX needs reducing.
What's the minus? Minus.
-3.
Unless, of course, you've got improved G tolerance and G experience.
I mean, I was just gonna hide, so that's why I didn't roll.
Fair enough.
Perfect balance and partial sense.
Those don't do anything in relation to increased gravity.
Yeah, that was not going to be enough.
But for now, let's go Alexi. It looks like it will be Alexi first. Yeah. So
Alexi's just like, holy shit!
that crab is still rising. It's only just getting to its knees.
Okay. So Alexi will take a step back and pull the cannon up and start aiming.
Ready a cannon is your maneuver.
Yep.
Baby crabs, likewise. This one here was getting to its knees and now is stood up, Gina. Kind of just turns around and looks at you. The other two just get to the knees. Adult crab continues getting to its knees. It's like on this turn that it does that. And Gina, you're up.
Alright. How does this thing modify my speed?
The suit, no effect on move.
Except for the reduced dex, right?
From gravity.
Gina books it.
Fancy military hardware. Gina running. Tima.
Also starts to flee.
And
I think they're swearing over the radio.
radio. And Hui, I've just put you at the back of your. If you update your DX and reroll speed, it'll give you the proper one.
Okay, let me try again.
You need to do -3 to DX and -1 to HT.
And IQ.
IQ won't affect.
Also IQ?
Yeah, but that won't affect your speed score.
Okay.
Thank you.
How is that?
Perfect. And also, what do? You're a fair bit back. There is a cannon available.
And we were taught how to shoot this thing, sir.
You were shown vaguely how to. And you can aim them for bonuses.
I'll aim it definitely and try to brace it. Not sure if this is one of the weapons that need to be braced.
You can ready it for now.
That's handled by the fact that you're wearing that suit.
Yeah.
That has mount for it.
It requires 20 strength, the cannon, I believe.
So you're good.
So you're good, because the suit gives plus 10 strength.
Oh, okay.
And Liv, are you, like, slipping back into the truck?
I redid my speed, so I should be at the bottom.
Oh, thank yous. So, Alexi, back to you. Hui is ready in a cannon. Alexi, ready to cannon. You can now start aiming if you like.
Yeah, Alexi will take a step back and start aiming.
So you can see that the
Yeah.
crab is mostly... It looks like it's made out of rock. You can see now that it's not quite rock. I mean, when you got close, you saw how weird it were, and you realise that's because it's crab.
Okay.
But in the joints that have revealed themselves, it does look weaker. You can see fleshy bits in there, albeit still very thick and scaly.
Okay.
You will take an aim maneuver.
That's correct.
I need to check exactly what the bonuses are in Ultratech very quickly. So if you go to targeting systems, which is page 149, you get +1 skill from the hood link. Cool. And that gun has got an accuracy of, I think it's 2+2. Probably on that page. Yes. So 1 second of aim gives you a +4.
Cool.
Wait,
Sorry, what?
that's right,
No.
isn't it? 1 second of aim gives you a 2?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then for every additional second spent using a scope, you get +1.
Right, my bad.
Or +1 right away from a scope, and then every additional second.
Okay, so you get 3 from that first aim. And Hui,
If he uses the scope, can you... Wait, can he use the scope?
That is a bit strange, isn't it? Probably
With
not.
the battle suit, probably not. So no.
Does have a linked
Yeah, it has a
targeting
HUD.
system though, and the hood has got like magnifying vision and such.
He can probably use the scope without lining it up to his eyes.
Yeah, yeah, because the gun's linked to the suit. So yeah,
So
I'm good.
no scoping aim, just a normal aim for one turn, right?
If you would like,
Okay. Then I
it'd
would just
probably require a gun skill check to hook up that scope aim stuff.
yeah, and I don't have those. He is not that kind of fighter. I'll just try to make a wild shot at the crab to see if I can buy them some time.
Just go straight up, shoot it with your cannon.
Yes, with the aim. You said it was a +3, right?
Oh well, on this second you would be taking aim, and it'll be a +2 if you don't use any scope system.
Oh, then I'll take an aim to go for that bonus then. Sorry.
No worries. Baby crabs, finish standing up. The one that we're facing, Gina, kind of takes a step back slightly. Gina.
Keep getting clear. That thing looks pretty big, but she'll churn at the end of this run.
The size modifier is 5, I believe. Team up.
Continue running, that's a giant rock.
And Liv. Still maneuvering to hide inside the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Alexi. Big crab finished standing up.
Okay, first and most important question, does the big crab expose like a hole or something?
It does indeed. It was nestled on top of a little like sinkhole almost. And give
I'm
me,
sorry, my plans may have just changed a little.
I will take computer operation. to use the gun's tack link properly.
Where did I put my character sheet? Damn it.
Cool, yeah. So you can indeed use the scope because it is just a camera that's on the gun that pops up in a little window on your hood.
Okay.
You currently got a +3 to hit and a +1 to skill.
+4.
And it is a
Okay.
size modifier 5. So +9 to hit.
+9 to hit. Okay.
And then there are range modifiers to take into account. Depending on which part you go for. Oh, I need to get to the crab body hit locations. Sorry for the slow combat, everyone. It's the first one for us in a while, and it's against a giant crab.
It's against a giant crab, and nobody gets to use any of their usual gear.
Yeah, everyone's in a battle suit that they've never really driven before, with weird cannons and rocket launchers.
Luke,
Which
search Cancroid.
Yep.
And that'll give you the hit table.
Page 553.
actually reminds me, I don't think anybody can have any other skills higher than their battlesuit skill, like
Correct.
DX-based skills. So, no matter what I do, it's first to 12, and I actually just rolled 3d6, and it's 12. So, just a hit to the center mass.
Just going for the torso.
I just realized I set my speed wrong.
Ruh-roh. The crab does not attempt to dodge this shot to its torso.
We're at a -4 or 3?
-3.
-3, and then a -1 to HT.
The damage. So the round that would have been loaded is probably not the anti-tank, it's probably just the high explosive, because that's what looks cooler for the tourists. So roll 76 times 2 for damage. And what were the range penalties actually? Because you might have missed.
Luke, by the way, I'm above the crab now.
Oh, in speed. Cool.
I'm sorry, I actually forgot to...
And now we're pissing it off.
Yeah, I think you are.
-4.
-4 for
plus
range.
5, so 10 plus 9 minus 4 is versus 15, total of 12.
And do you have?
Yes.
Do you have that? Do you have gunner?
No,
But
and I've taken.
It was
I've taken into a yeah.
Got you.
Effective skill is 10. Plus 4 for the aiming and the tactical, plus the size modifier, minus the range.
And it can't exceed battlesuit, so you're good. Cool. Cool. Yes, indeed. There's a big explosion. Do not need you to roll follow-up, because it did not seem to penetrate its DR. It's like a cloud of smoke. And you can see just scorch marks on its crust. Way.
Do I need another second to aim, or I can shoot with this?
If you want to get the additional +1.
What's my current bonus to? Sorry, what's my current score to shoot?
Okay, so
You've been
you
aiming for 1 second with the gun with an accuracy of 2 before.
Yes, but with the minus on the gravity and all that, what's the total?
so your DX is 14, right?
Yes.
So DX minus 3 to 11, and then minus 4 for the gun skill that you've not got. So that's a base skill of 7, and then the crab size is 5, so you're up to a 12. The range is 20 meters, so that takes off a 6. So you're down to a 6, and then you aimed for a total of a +2, and your HUD gives you an extra +1. So you're versus a 9 at the moment. If you spend another second aiming, you'll be versus a 10.
Okay, I'll spend another turn to go for a 10.
Roidio. And live.
The railgun is in the car, right?
It is. She did say it takes 10 minutes to charging up, but she also already started it charging up about 9 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm heading there.
We've only got 60 more rounds until we can fire it.
Only about 20 more rounds till you can fire it, probably. You can always fire it at slightly low power. You don't need to do the full damage of huge.
Well, I can also aim for 10 rounds.
Yeah, you can get away with only doing like 60 times 10 damage, probably. And yeah, there's no to stop you starting aiming it. Baby crabs. So they kind of just hustle back together, looking around a bit scared. Crawl underneath mother. Maybe father. You cannot sex the crab right now, although maybe Liv could if she took a good look. Adult crab waves.
Oh, but we want to.
Waves. Do not sex the crab. Waves its big claw through the smoke cloud and clears it slightly, and kind of turns in your direction, Alexei. The ground shakes as it moves. Gina.
Booking it, but this way, this time vaguely back towards camp.
And Tima.
Wee.
And Alexei.
Alright, where's this hole?
I should mark it. I should. In fact, no, the crab moved more than that, so it should be back here. Need a hole. Need a hole. That's a bad hole, but I'm gonna take it. Where's my hole? I like that hole better. We're sticking with that hole. There's the crab hole.
Alright, so Alexi books it forward.
He's just running right under the crab.
Yeah.
Go for it, son.
Strong feeling that outrunning it is not happening.
Giant crab got enhanced move, for sure. Wait.
I'll try to roll against a 10.
Good luck.
Oh, can I
Nine.
just also add in that Alexi just drops that cannon because apparently it's gonna be worthless?
With the high explosive rounds, yes. But with this round that Hui just fired, maybe not. Were you aiming for any particular location, Hui?
Ground buddy, because he doesn't know crab anatomy.
Radio. Roll the damage, which I will tell you in a second, is...
I could see you a cooking roll.
High explosive anti-tank, 4d6 times by 4.
46 times 4.
It has an armor divisor of 10. Jesus Christ.
Not my best roll of 8, but times 4 would be 20. No. 32, right?
Yep. So, armor divisor of 10. 27 damage gets through. To the conditional injury calculator. The target's max HP is 200. It has a robustness of 12. It took 27 penetrating damage of the type, I believe, crushing explosive? Yes, crushing. And the hit location is the crab body, torso. And it is normal. And it needs to roll for pain. And the adult crab rolls a crit success on its roll for pain.
Feeble humans.
Puny non-shelf humans.
The target has suffered a minor wound. They are not suffering any significant pain.
Do you know what the yeah.
Severity of -5, but there is a linked other damage. So now roll me 6d6, please, Everoth.
So that's actually a really nasty wound. Just a really good roll, right?
No,
no,
that's just a step up from negligible in the long run.
Okay.
19 for 66.
Oh, that's pretty good. And this will count as to the vitals because it's internal. Because you penetrated through its DR, and then it exploded inside the big crab. Where am I going? What am I after? So I'll just roll HT for pain quickly straight away. It succeeds, and back to the calculator. The target's max HP is 200. Damage taken was 19. Crushing to the vitals.
I'm gonna guess -2.
And it succeeds for pain, and it already had an injury of severity -5, but that doesn't really do anything. Severity -3 wound. It's in mild pain. You've got it into mild pain territory. It lets out an ungodly crab scream as you see like a spurt of crab guts fly out the tiny hole you made.
And it suffers mild pain.
Liv, climbing inside the Majinga.
Yep.
Baby crabs are like, ew, mother. They start scuttling towards the hole, which is like too narrow for them. They starting to realise. Mum crab will turn and look this way now. It sees Alexi though, and it's gonna swing its crab claw at Alexi. Oh, but with the penalties for the size difference, it misses. Gina.
Yeah, she thinks she sees where this is going, and she's gonna follow suit.
Everyone in the hole, team up.
Teamer doesn't really know how to use the gun he's got or use the armor he's using, so he's gonna keep running.
Roydio. Alexi. We've got someone in the
Dead
chat.
sprint.
Dead sprint.
Alexi just dead sprints underneath these legs.
That's where Alexi is. Cool. Yeah, I don't need an evasion
But underneath,
roll.
not on top of it.
Yeah, I don't need an evasion roll just yet, I don't think. Wait.
There's not going to be another chance for another shot, right? At the speed he's coming.
Possibly. It only takes like 5 seconds to reload it.
5 seconds plus 2 to aim, and how fast is it?
You've not really seen yet,
Mm,
but it did seem a bit distracted with Alexi. Oh, I have not moved Royce at all either yet. She will have been stepping back and getting her rocket bow ready.
that's the case that I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna see if I can pick it up. Is the ammo with us too, or do I have to pick up another crate?
No, you've got it all ready right there. You can legit just start reloading.
Yeah, I'll pick it up or start reloading on the back.
Alright. You can also move 1 meter
Okay,
if you want to.
yeah, I'll move a bit.
Liv, you can enter the gunner's chair on this turn.
Okay.
Poor Terra. One of the baby crabs is going to step up and try and nip at you, Alexi. Potentially manages it. You may attempt to dodge.
Versa 12. This is all Versa 12, just so that way we can.
That one would have been versus an 11.
Why would it have been
Oh,
versus 11?
because it's not accounting for the -3, right?
Because it's not counting versus the -3.
But yeah, you still make that acrobatics.
So,
Nice.
Lexi jukes it. Football player style. American football player style.
Rugby player style. Adult Crab has lost sight here. And it's just gonna start moving forwards, lumbering. Almost standing on its baby. Gina.
Booking it.
Cool. Tima.
Booked.
Sorry, I'm talking to someone else. A viewer. Alexi.
Run, slide, dive in the hole!
I will need a DX check for the evasion. I'll let you spend an FP.
I didn't even spend an FP.
Very good. Very nice. That's not got the -3, has it?
No, it wouldn't.
Oh, right. Yeah.
There is a way of making it do that.
No, I just keep forgetting that Alexi doesn't suffer from it.
Mm-hmm.
He's got G experience. That's why, yeah. Ugh.
I figure it's just that he's used to being under IG burns like on the regular.
Yeah, you do 2G burns for like 12 hours at a time sometimes. Like army folks regularly in 2G for whole transport maneuvers. You manage to dive in the hole. It drops down about 3 meters and then starts leveling out to horizontal almost, and you can see it opens up ahead as well. But
So like currently I'm just like on a rock slide.
pretty much. Tomb Raider 2 level transition.
Okay.
Hui, still reloading?
I can take one step and reload, right?
Yep.
I'll do that.
2 out of 5 seconds reloading. You have cleared the breach of the cannon, and you are holding in your hand the next round.
Got it.
Liv. Give me computer operation, please.
Okay. I forget, do we have a minus to our IQ as well?
Yeah, -1.
Yes, -1.
Okay.
Because your brain blood's too heavy on this planet.
So many skills. Okay, there it is.
Success by 3. Very nice. The railgun comes into position on top of the APC, and the targeting computer boots up in front of you. You see the crab on screen, giant because of the zoom. This thing's meant for shooting things, hundreds of kilometers away, potentially. Baby crabs kind of like nip down at you, but can't quite reach Alexi. Adult crab starts booking it forwards. Royce was waiting and takes a shot with her bow at it. Hits. And damage. Does penetrate DR just. Conditional injury calculator. Well, just 15 went through. And it is impaling, so there's that going for it. Roll for pain. No modifier. It succeeds. This crab is a badass. And the other injury was severity -3. Yes. And I need to roll HT -5 to see if the wound gets more severe. It does. So it's now up to a severity 2 wounds. Severity -2. -2 to DX, IQ, self-control until it's healed. The crab screams in pain again as a rocket arrow flies in through its crunchy outer shell. Gina.
So she was planning on jumping in that hole after him, but it kind of looks like maybe he didn't. Is it obvious there's not a lot of hole there, or not?
How do you mean? There is room. There's not a whole lot of hole. Yeah, you can see that it's not the biggest hole in the world.
All right, then she'll pull up short.
One of the crabs turns and looks at you as he gets close. No, it doesn't. It's not its turn. Tima.
She'll also ready the rocket launcher.
Could fire a rocket launcher at 5 meters. In a planet with
She doesn't know anything
Teamer
about
will
rockets.
continue onwards.
30 atmospheres.
Since that's occurred to me, with 30 atmospheres of pressure, that's a lot of air.
Yeah, like what do you divide distance and damage by for explosions on this planet?
1.
Not
And I
even
was thinking
one.
not even explosions, like just moving.
You think it should take longer, probably.
Probably.
Well. Cinematic combat. The suit's tough and streamlined, like a boat. Also running for the truck. It looks like Alexi.
Lexi's in a hole.
Alexi is in a hole. It opens up a bit in front of you. Into a cavernous area.
Alexi just gets on the radio and starts talking.
Alright. Alexi starts talking. Hui.
Another second, another recharge.
Righty-o.
That's
You,
3 so far.
yep, you slap the shell into the breech of the cannon. Liv, you can start aiming. You can see the charge on the railgun is only like not full, not ready to
Well,
discharge yet.
I'm aiming because I don't have the skill,
All right.
and I assume I'm at the base level for the suit ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, then definitely aiming.
So two of the crabs stop digging, turn and look at you, Gina. Another one sees that its mum's running away and skitters after her to try and keep up. Adult crab is gonna take a move and attack maneuver and attempt to get the person who shot it with an arrow, and that's a critical failure on an unarmed attack. Unarmed critical miss table 6. You hit a solid object, wall, floor, etc., instead of striking your foe, and take crushing damage equal to your thrusting damage to the body part you were using. So it misses her, slams the floor. There must be a rock embedded in there or something. And it,
Or a secret alien base.
or a secret alien base. Oof, thrust damage. Oof. That gets through DR. Okay. Max HP of 200. 9 crushing damage taken. And it was to hands/feet. Target is normal. Roll versus pain. Come on, HT. Succeeds. This crab's not failed a normal HT check yet. Already got a severity -2 wound. Now I need to roll HT -8 to see if its wounding gets more severe. It's not going to succeed this, I don't think. Failure. Crit failure doesn't come into account here because you're very likely to, I'm pretty sure. Oh, it cripples its claw. No way. It should probably have more DR on its claw, right? That's dumb of me. Nope, this is what's happened now. So yeah. It smashes its claw down into a rock just at the side of Royce as she jumps back and cracks like a big old chunk hole through it as it connects with the ground. Gina, you're up.
This plan was better before they turned around and acknowledged her, so. Turning around again.
Team up.
Almost back inside, and I did some quick math, and air friction scales linearly with air density, so it's about 30 times more difficult to move through the air, but that doesn't really mean anything because we don't experience that in a real sense as people.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what 30 times almost nothing is.
Right. Got you. I'd say negligible.
It is.
in these
Technically, we could
suits.
say
A
it's
30th of water.
Yeah, I would almost just say that an easier explanation would be that it's just very thick.
In the suits, you can't really notice anything, I don't think. Probably affects ballistics quite a bit, though. But
Ballistics over range. And probably not any ranges that we're going to be dealing with.
No, probably not. At this stage. Seema, what are you up to? You just ran. Alexi.
Guys, I made it to the hole. There's plenty of space.
Oh, you doing anything else?
Can I throw a couple of rocks back up the hole?
Yeah, you can pick up a rock.
Yeah. All right, I pick up a rock.
Live. Still aiming.
Yeah, how many rounds of aiming can this thing do?
Um,
I don't have the stats for it at all.
no, I need to check. Probably maxes out at a lot, given that it's a railgun. Probably max out after about 14 seconds of aiming.
Alright. Well, unless that thing gets wicked close. Which it kinda is now. I'll do at least a couple more rounds.
Radio. So the babies kind of like threateningly come at you a little bit, Gina, but then stop as they see that you're moving away. The adult one just rears back in pain, like kind of starts turning slightly. Gina.
I was really thinking about shooting that guy in the back. That's not gonna happen now.
Tima.
Phew.
Did I skip Hui?
I think so.
Probably.
I think I did, but you would have been reloading 4 out of 5.
Yeah, and one more step.
You like close the breech on the gun. Cannon. Alexi, you've got a rock.
A rock. I just want to throw the rock like up the hole, like just to make some noise and.
Yeah. I think just roll DX if you've not got throwing.
I might have throwing. I do not have throwing.
I think it's technically DX.
I'm not like aiming for anything in particular.
Except for out of the hole.
Like just kind of up and out of the hole.
Yeah.
So probably DX -4 plus 4 for aiming for a hex, and then.
I think it's only DX -3 for throwing stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah, no
Max of
problem.
12 no matter what. So, Alexi makes it.
It makes it out of the hole. What is the first dice result from there? 5. It comes out this way and hits that one in the back. It probably barely even notices. Hui, you finish reloading and you can shoulder the gun and start aiming if you want.
Yep, I'll stay here with Silver and aim.
You can take another step if you like as well.
Excellent.
Silver's technically inside the truck right now as well.
Okay.
And still aiming. How many seconds you been aiming?
This is the third.
Third. Base accuracy is
Could you mark
7.
it on your token with a thing just so we can keep track easily?
I'm keeping track.
Correct. Crab sensors check. Crabs don't notice rock. They do notice Mum. Scared. They hustle on her, who it looks like is hustling on leaving, almost. Gina.
Hustling on letting it.
Yeah.
So Alexia, you would notice, like, rock and ground spilling in that hole a little bit. Not even coming close to filling it in, just
It's on its
Stay
way.
down.
covering you a little bit. You're getting slightly buried in your pressure suit. Teamer.
It's been like 8 seconds since that thing was not even a rock anymore, so he's gonna try and figure out what the fuck happened.
That sounds good. Everyone else is just, to be fair, shooting rocks and running around outside. Alexei, you're in the hole. You laid down. You got a bit of soil on you.
Yeah, I guess look up out of the hole with not much that Alexei can do.
Cool. Hui.
I'll aim for another turn. That will put me at 2 seconds.
Koi. Liv.
It's running off.
It looks like it might be.
All right, I'm gonna continue to aim and hold, and then if it gets close, I'll shoot it. But it looks like it's fucking off, so I'm just gonna leave it be.
Koi. Indeed, it does move fast. You see it like go over the hole, Alexei. Even more soil comes in and completely covers you up over. The hole's still just wide enough for you to like climb back out and crawl deeper if you needed one when you want to. Gina.
Cool.
You shoot this crab with a missile.
No. She hides behind that tree.
Rightio.
Because the tree would clearly help.
Royce is just like she's got an arrow ready and drawn back and she's aiming at the thing but not loosing. Teamer still just figuring out what's going on. Shall we end combat?
Sure.
Last
Yeah.
turn, anyone gonna shoot it as it runs away into the jungle?
I'm not shooting it, but I'm aiming at something that looks like a lot of fun to blow up.
That's
Because
a
we
good
have
idea.
to fire this thing, right?
That's true, yes. A warning appears on the screen that says capacitor bank full. Recommend discharge.
Yeah, then I shoot something.
A tree.
Sure.
So a long line of trees falls down.
Potentially. Like 66 times by 10.
What was that?
Grob, she says on radio. Big one too. 3 babies. Fucking hell. Thought it was just a rock.
Same. You alive down there?
Yeah, there's like a cave down here. It levels off shortly. It should be good to just jump in.
It's warm at this hole. Like there's your infrared sensors are picking it up. People who've got them activated. They get a bit washed out as you approach.
See any doors or panels?
That's a good question. Do I see any doors? No. No, I just see the Wild Women's Cave springs.
Nice.
Oh, seems like a safe place to me.
It does seem fairly safe in here. So you'll actually be coming in the bottom. And I meant to block off these other entrances, but never got around to it. No, not in NPCs. There's no NPC called Rock.
Except the rock.
Boink. No, it disappeared on the map player.
Are you guys sure there aren't any other rocks hiding out there right now?
Any
Can't be
hot,
sure.
any hot rocks in here? Royce is like crawling in after you.
By the way, you guys hear maniacal laughter over the radio after a huge whoosh.
Yeah, you'll all feel that. It's terrifying. I'm not
Whoa,
sleeping
what was that?
tonight.
A
Right.
reply comes from the radio. Tiny boss.
Who fired the railgun? Oh,
Right. Anybody scanners picking anything up now that the thing's out of the way?
Well, that's a right fair question. Yeah. Start for scanning this area.
it is dimly lit. You can see through like non-augmented visual sensors when you wipe your camera off. Because of glowing lichens and mushrooms and other such things that are growing in here. Just about every plant in here seems to glow faintly for some reason. And
Lightly luminous.
your exterior temperature reading does say that it's getting a bit warmer in here as well. And there's probably like bubbles occasionally coming up out of the water that you can see down at the bottom of the cavern. Your sensors don't pick up loads out of the ordinary, but when you switch your terahertz radar to imaging mode, imaging mode, you can see that in the ceiling at the top of this cavern, it's kind of rounded, domed impression up there,
Weird.
and it does go down pretty deep fairly quickly in the little tunnel that you came out of, as well as being in the side of a hill almost that the crab climbed up and over when it ran away.
Okay. So it was probably laying on top of the hot thing.
You're not a crab behavioralist, but maybe.
I mean, if it was a cat, I would say you're right.
Crabs and cats are very similar.
Well, let's take a look around. Everybody look for stuff that's shiny.
Yeah.
Uh,
Start looking around the cavern.
did the ball get brought down to the surface, or did you not bother?
No, that is living on the ship.
Got ya. Rudy's guarding it.
That said, I am down here. I just didn't put myself on here because I'm on my laptop and
No
doing
worries.
stuff like that.
But yeah, Alexi is gonna start looking around the cavern for like either like worked metal, like metal that's obviously been formed, or any like smooth rock with alien language on it. Alexi doesn't find shit.
No, there's almost nothing of the sort around. The cave looks very natural to you, as far as you can tell, except for that dent in the ceiling that's above the water.
So this is Earth-like, because that means all habitable worlds.
Yep.
-1 for gravity, that's a no.
No. Not sure what kind of rock formation this is.
Gina will pick up a rock and throw it into the water.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Ripples.
Haven't you ever seen the Fellowship of the Ring?
The what?
Giant squid monster comes out water, grabs the hobbits.
Gina is not familiar with the series.
So you watch that stone sink into darkness, except you realise that there is also something glowing deep in that water. That water looks very deep, and you can see a tiny, tiny, faint, flickering dot of light deep down there.
Am I the only one seeing this, guys? Peers
If
over
the
the
rest of
edge.
us aren't told to look, then yeah.
I mean, but she also draws attention to what she's looking at when she asks the question.
Mm-hmm. Everyone can use the telescopic vision on the suits to zoom in slightly on it, and you do see it down there. It looks kind of familiar. It's one of those little. It's another sphere. It's another metallic sphere, except it is glowing blue.
Do the suits have a Geiger counter?
They do, yeah. Not picking up anything out of the ordinary up on the surface of the water.
We're not picking up any radiation. It should be fine.
Your suits do have radiation protection as well. PF10.
Anybody got any rope?
Would I be able to have some rope on me? Since I'm mostly doing all those crates.
You would normally
All
have
those
rope,
what's?
yeah, but Royce would say either there's cable on the vehicle, someone bring it down.
Hui will go get it. And we should have rope.
You got rope, about 100 meters. Big heavy reeler cable.
Great. So we'll all post up here. Hugh, you go down in there and get the glowy thing.
He'll not. Not even think about it twice. And he'll go do it.
After he jumps in, Gina will ask, "Do these things work underwater?"
I don't know. We're about to find out.
What would I need to roll? Look.
Just give me a battle suit check, please. But it will be at the
Swimming?
-3. Oh yeah, no, yeah, actually swimming would be much better.
I got swimming if you want me to just roll that.
Yeah, swimming, please.
Capped at your battlesuit skill.
So yeah,
My battle skill would be 13, so I'm good. I succeed by 6.
amazing. Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, you're not really swimming. You're more just kind of guiding yourself inside the battle suit, which isn't really designed for swimming either. But
He's sinking really quick. I wonder how he's going to get up.
that is a
What
good
the
question.
cable is for. That's what the cable and reel was for.
Real.
The reel were just a spool for holding the cable.
Oh. Well, in any case, like, we obviously hook them up to the
Yeah.
wheel. Like, we're going fishing here.
You watch the last end of rope just fall in the water and or it's about to at least. You can try and stop it. No one?
I didn't think that was serious.
Alexi steps on it. You almost forgot to tie that off there, didn't you? Christ, says Royst. Poor bastard nearly died.
The question is, how much of
What he
this
doesn't know won't
conversation can weigh here?
Not much. I think water blocks radio signals pretty good, doesn't it?
What he doesn't know won't hurt him.
You say this directly into comms?
You're just getting static at the minute, Hui. You have sank fast. It's really dark down here except for the pale blue glow. And all your suit around you is creaking. It's a bit terrifying. Like, a couple of bits ping as they suddenly change shape ever so slightly. Like when you got a hot metal pan in the oven.
I'm guessing that the suit has some sort of air or something for me to breathe while I'm doing those, right?
Oh yeah, you've been breathing suit air this whole time.
Okay.
But yeah, you make contact with the ground at the bottom, and you can see this glowing sphere down there. Your suit's
I'll try
Geiger
to...
counter is doing some stuff, but also your suit is kind of crackling in general. Your audio is
Oh,
all crackly. Your displays are going staticky a little bit.
okay. I'll try not to waste any time and go pick up the thing.
People up on surface, you've not heard anything from him, but squinted down there, you can kind of. It looks like he might have got it.
No, we gotta wait for the signal. He's gonna pull the rope twice.
No, 201 times if he's
Is
made
it
it.
twice or 3 times?
202 times if he's run out of air.
2 times is sever the rope immediately. 3 times is pull me back up gently.
So you get 2 tugs. And then a third. But you see that third just as you cut it. And it bloops into the water.
Sorry, I think we have more cable. And another person to jump in.
Oh, you lucky Hui. You start getting error messages on the screen of your suit. And you kind of feel movement seizing up a little bit. But it does not fully shut down. Everyone
Oh, that's good.
else, I'm guessing you're just tugging on him.
Yeah, I think now we just start hauling him back up.
You will drag the bastard out, and he will be holding in his hands a glowing blue orb. As
And
he
everybody's Geiger counters just
start going a bit mental, yeah. Crickety, crickety. I should check exactly what they're telling you. That would be prudent, methinks. How about a quick break while we all
Sure.
read the radiation rules and lament not having frozen our sperms and eggs? We'll be right back. And you've scared off a giant crab. You should be glad it did not manage to hit you, because, you know, that wouldn't have been fun at all. It's not glad that you managed to shoot it a few times with, like, anti-tank weaponry. That upset it mildly. But it was accidentally crit failing and hitting a rock with its claw that hurt it the most. And it ran away, crying.
You know, I definitely like the fact that it running away is totally an option. You know, unlike in like D&D where it's just fight to the death.
The thing's got a will of 10, and it hurt its main weapon real bad. Leave me alone! Just take the damn
don't want
hot
this.
pipe.
I don't want this. I don't want this.
I yield! But yes, it was over a hot pipe that led to hot water of some types. In it is a glowing, hot radioactive ball. You've sent Everoth in there. He picked it up, his suit started fucking up, presumably because it's so radioactive. And he got yanked out and all your Geiger counters started having a shit fest. And they were like, yo boy, back up. Now, let's have a look. Said we were going to look at the radiation rules, and then didn't. Hazards. Radiation. Page 435 is where it begins. And you've got PF10, which is...
That doesn't feel like enough.
Protection factor 10 means You divide your dose by 10.
Unfortunately, because Timur failed his physics roll, he was for. I played it as him forgetting that water really absorbs radiation, so it can keep you safe from it. That's why they have like cooling tanks.
Yep.
So he's not going to bat it into the shallower part of the water.
Quite.
And will instead just back away.
But yes, indeed, your Geiger counters are crackling. As you back up, it does dip off pretty quickly. Seems to be heavy alpha radiation that this thing's emitting that's only really dangerous within a couple of meters of it. But way in the 5 minutes that you were touching it, you'd think based on those Geiger counter readings, you definitely took like up to 20 or 30 rads potentially. It's looking at like 1 rad a minute, 1 to 2 rads a minute when you're in proximity with this thing, dropping off to a rad an hour within about 10 meters, and then 1 rad a day within about 50 meters of it, probably. Unshielded.
We need more of the ball things, the ball holder things.
It does seem to be the same size as the other one. It is identical in all ways. It's not glowing blue anymore now that it's out of the water. In fact, it seemed, as it were getting close to the surface, that it was the water itself that was glowing blue, rather than the ball.
Because it's radioactive water?
And, yeah, perfectly smooth all over. Not a scratch on it.
I'm sorry, how many rads did you say he got?
Potentially up to 50 before protection factor comes into account. So he
Less
took
than an X-ray at the dentist.
1 to 10 rads.
Yeah.
Which I forget what the effects are.
Less than an X-ray at the dentist.
Roll HT.
If I'm doing my math right.
It says on page 436, for a dose of 1 to 10 rads, you need to roll HT plus 0.
Is that a one-time dose or a overtime dose?
Apply the modifier in the HT column, then roll the dice. Use the first results, the effects column, on a critical results. Okay. So yeah, you'd need to roll HT, Everoth. And yeah, no, I'm changing it up to, like, could be up to 200 rads that you received before protection factor. Which means even on a success, you are going to suffer some radiation sickness. And don't crit fail, please. Oh, he's probably gone to get a sandwich, Auntie. We can look at this later anyway. It's not meant to happen until HT hours after exposure. So yeah. Welcome back. Yeah, we'll not worry about that right now. Got the ball. Geiger counter says it's very scary. Your suits even start fucking up when you're within touching distance of it.
Maybe put it down over there.
He'll give you a
Did we-
thumbs up and try to put it over there.
Did we bring something for a radioactive ball, or were we expecting it to be something different?
Something different.
We could put it in a suit.
There's that.
Aye.
Or we could secure it outside, on the outside of the vehicle.
I like that. There's a spare helmet and boots. I'm gonna go get the helmet. This'll just fit in there, I think. Shove the boots in the neck hole, and then I pack it on some of the exterior loading point on the truck, and then we'll have them make something shielded when we get back to the base. They'll do that for us easy. Even if it's just a box with a fucking 4-inch walls. You all in agreement?
Aye, that sounds good.
Sounds good.
So how much is this thing worth? Think I can get out of this godforsaken job finally? I'm honestly getting a bit tired of showing tourists around to murder giant beautiful creatures.
Honestly, probably less than we were hoping. But, I mean, to the right buyer, we might be able to set something up. If these things detect each other, we could set up a treasure hunt.
Boss ain't gonna be happy without seeing results quickly, I don't think.
Well, I told him it was a high-risk proposition.
We'll have to see what he says. How about we start getting out of here? How's that sound?
I think that sounds like a great
Yep.
idea.
Unless anyone wants to look around further in here, but looks like nothing to me.
I will make a roll. 1 second.
I mean, we should look around.
I just have to find it in all of my skills. Where the hell is it? Oh, never mind.
You're looking for xenoarchaeology or something like that?
I thought I had it, but it's paleontology.
Yeah, it's the animals that you know about.
Yeah.
Xenozoology and stuff. Paleozoology. I can't remember. Alrighty. Seems like you head back above ground.
Well, I mean, still look around.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, actually everyone can and may search if they desire.
I will do so. I was also just sort of assuming there was nothing to find.
Alexei continues on his not finding anything brigade.
Yeah.
I did it. That was search. But I don't have it, so I did the minus.
Oh wow. I thought search were perception based. And you got better perception than IQ, haven't you?
I do. I forgot about that. Yes, then I make it even more.
So, you're scanning your headlamps around, you've got them on full brightness, and in that water you can see some cracked slabs of stone that are slightly convex and do seem to have very, very worn runes on them.
So there used to be a sphere around this thing, but it just got worn down.
Potentially, fell from higher up when they were a cave-in or a sinkhole or some kind of geological activity.
Hence the dome above us.
I'll allow another geology roll from someone who tried it already, and from anyone else who might want it, to try and guess how old the cave might be. You'd want to say at least like hundreds of thousands of years. Both of you. Maybe a
Hey,
million.
Cave, how old are you?
It rumbles.
I didn't think that was an appropriate question.
You're young enough to fuck your mum. Show her a good time. And it starts collapsing. The ceiling looks like teeth suddenly. It says, "I'ma eat you."
But I don't want to be edited by a cave.
Then You must do a quest for the cave, and I will grant you wishes 3. You can see Alexei just like fully hallucinating in the corner. It looks like he brought along some mushrooms. He's talking to a bush.
Dude, you started early.
His waste relief system's warning him that it's nearly full. But he's not noticed.
Back away slowly.
Well,
Yeah, get it back to the car.
so she brings the helmet back and she says she hands it to you, Hui Everoth. She says, I think we should like cut down on us all getting exposed to that thing. So here, you stuff it in there and stuff those boots on. That'll shield it a little bit, and then we'll stick it on the outside of the car, and we should barely notice it inside on the way back.
Okay, I do not quite get what they're trying to get me, but I'll be happy to do the roll price.
Don't even particularly need a roll. Actually, yeah, give me freight handling to secure it to the outside of the truck.
The first part was just to put the thing in the helmet.
Yeah. They want you to be
Then-
touching it. You're already radioactive. It doesn't matter if you get more radioactive. She don't want to get more. Oh god.
Critical failure? I guess I'm having a stroke or something?
Not a critical
The
failure.
freight cargo, as Luke said, was for the later stuff. So probably using the cables to secure it to the outside of our vehicle.
Takes you a long time. And it's a bit wobbly. But it doesn't get the job done. Royce helps you. And you get it sorted after an hour or so. Everyone's enjoying the last of the flat balls that you had packed before you make your way back.
Nobody assists Hui.
No.
He knows what he's doing.
Probably just getting frustrated and pissed off when he can't make it work for an hour.
Really suck at physics today, don't you, Tima?
Yeah, Timur is not going to sit on the very, very opposite side of things from him on purpose. He'll just sit wherever he sits.
Random chance. The journey back, I think, will be rather uneventful. Royce is a good guide. You do spot some megafauna in the distance again, but she is purposely going routes back that she knows will avoid the major animal trade routes, the herding locations, and after another about 24 hours, maybe a bit less, it doesn't take you quite as long this time, so I think 3 days on this planet will have passed. But you know, by the galactic calendar, only 2.5. When you
Cool.
reach, you start approaching the mine.
Yeah. So now we've got to like form an uprising on here.
Wait, what? No.
Potentially.
I thought we were giving people a ride.
Well, yeah, but weren't we supposed to fuck some shit up with those people? Or steal something? I don't remember what they wanted
You're
us to do.
misremembering. They just want a way down and a way back up.
Oh, okay.
And we're stealing the bunch of cryptocurrency keys.
All their apes gone. Was the plan, in effect. When you're a few hundred meters out, Royce gets on the radio and starts asking for him to open the cargo bay. She's like, "Oi, we're coming back in now. Can you get the bay open for us to get in and get depressurized, get out of this godforsaken, stinking truck?" that we've been in for 3 days.
And they don't think they can do that.
And there is static. No response. And then, oi, you there? She's pulled up to a stop now, outside the place. And still no one on radio.
Timer's gonna reconfigure his radio to Sheng's channel.
Uh-huh.
And then on the radio he'll be speaking in Hua Chao, because extra protection from eavesdropping.
OPSEC.
Are you there? What's going on?
Success. Brother, great success. Welcome back. You're in range. Are you here?
Yes, we can't get in the gate. There's a problem.
I'll come down and we'll open it for you. The base is ours. The uprising is a success. I have taken the station.
Our guide might not be the most enthusiastic about that, and we are well armed. I'll try to deal with that situation before anything else happens.
Hey, lady, you want a new job?
I don't think you can speak this language, unfortunately.
Okay.
Or
That's
hear
what
what's
we-
being said.
Because he did switch to a different channel that he knows Sheng uses.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that part.
Should we hold off on the doors? We can stall. Leave their channels on static for a while. We have the...
Sorry? Wait. Could
We-
you repeat that? It didn't
Do you want us to
process right.
Do you want us to hold off on opening the cargo doors for now? Until you're sure it's safe to come in.
No, this should only take a minute.
Alright. We'll start doing that. We've captured the manager. They are a hostage.
We're in the vehicle, right? So we don't need to be wearing the full suit getup?
Correct.
Okay, so you guys physically heard Timur talking.
So I think we're looking at you expectantly.
Alright, well... Timur will take a look at Royce.
She turns and looks at you and says, What was that? Sorry? I don't want to speak
She's
that one.
unarmed at the moment, right? Because she's driving.
Correct, yeah.
There have been a few changes at the facility.
The fuck? How do you know?
I have a contact on the inside.
She raises an eyebrow and then
The guy you were just talking to?
looks to someone else.
You'll probably either have a choice of being complicit or being a hostage.
And everyone roll body language. If you've got it.
Nope.
Oh, succeeded.
Go, Alexei.
Alexei especially, yeah. She's reaching for the dash. Alexei, she's got a gun under that dashboard of some type.
You said you were looking for a new job, weren't you?
Is she reaching? Is she going to be I'm sorry. Is she going to be hostile towards us?
It looks... she moves her hand up towards underneath the dashboard, but she doesn't snatch at anything. She looks nervous. She looks like if a gun is pointed at her or if violence is threatened at her, she will defend herself immediately.
Okay. Alexi's ready on the quick draw.
Did she say anything to my question?
What was your question?
You said you were looking for a new job, weren't you?
I maybe depends on the pay. This isn't too bad. I've got quite a retirement pot saved up. Don't know how easy it'd be to access if I'm a hostage or part of some kind of revolt here.
Probably easier to access if you're a hostage. The plan being to eventually get you out of here, and then all that would happen. Basically, all I need you to do is when that door opens, head on in, don't grab giant guns, and everything should go fine.
She looks at you, Alexei. Is he telling the truth?
Yeah.
Oh, this is some fucked up shite. I want compensation for this.
Sure.
I no small means compensation. I want something tasty. I want a good share.
Well-
I had a good lots of missions left in me.
Well, then, why don't we see what the bounty is afterwards, and then we'll get you your fair bit.
She squeezes her lips tight. She's like, I knows yous guys. I knows who you are. Be no problem tracking you down if you don't do well on this. And she pulls the gun out from under the dash slowly, but turns it over and, pulls the magazine out, racks the loaded one out, and puts it down on the dashboard. She says, alright, fine. But if any fucker tries anything, I'm gonna rip his throat out with my bare hands, right?
Just
So-
remember, you're a hostage.
She cracks her neck. Like,
If
So what actually is going on?
I thought the plan was to happen after we got back, but it wasn't, and it's done. And he said we, not I. So they are in control of the mining station.
Are they open to continuing his arrangement or her arrangement?
You mean the game tours?
you mean the what?
Yeah.
Game tours.
These are the places to land
They
on this
want
planet.
to overhaul the entirety of this society.
The cargo bay doors start opening slowly.
Awesome.
You can see a couple of miners in there, in pressure suits, like mining pressure suits, but they've mounted up with a couple of weapons. They
Oh, that's how they get them.
watch you as you drive in. The pressure equalizes. With the outside, you all die. Roll HT for every minute. Margin of failure is injury and just internal.
I'm going to pretend like that's a joke.
It is. That's good pretend. Oh, that's a bad roll, Die Teamer.
That's a bad roll. Die, teamer.
Lol. Yeah. Royce is like, well, one of you fuckers walk out first, eh? After she presses the button to lower the ramp.
do people look at Timur or Ever's character?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Get out.
Silver opens the door and just starts walking out.
Sheng is walking in after the pressure's equalized as well, and he sees you coming down ramp, and he's just like, "Hello, little girl. Did you have a good trip? Was it successful?"
I shot the Gauss cannon.
Powerful. He does a wrist clasping handshake with one of the pressure suit guys who's just coming out of his. And trots over to the ramp. Is your guide going to be a problem?
No.
We have her shuttle. More than happy to let everyone leave. So long, of course, as we take up all the most injured miners to begin with in the first trip.
Of course.
He'll point out a couple of guys and give him names. Alistair here. Alistair is a good man, great man. He will be in charge, and he's going to remain down here and attempt to organise with the other bases. With this vehicle, they'll be able to make an expedition to the nearest one. And with these suits, it should be no problem in taking those as well. And they will have their own shuttles. Abby Lee here, named for the gas giant and its beauty. You see she must be 60 odd. Susan Boyle looking lady. Real grimy, but buff. She's a trained pilot, says Alistair. She can fly a shuttle out of here. Praise be that you boys came down to help initiate this. The station's comms are completely turned off. Station side, up top, they've got no idea what's going on. Sheng nods. I've completely disabled their communications relays. I am in control of them now. Or rather, Alistair is. I've funged their apes. He holds up an handful of cred sticks.
Silver greedily snips them up.
So it sounds like you've set things up to continue what you've started?
We've been helping
Alright,
here
so we
for
should
a while.
hurry. We should hurry and get along with our extraction then.
He nods, eager, as I'm sure Ning and Tao are as well as G. Are you all ready? Royce is walking down steps now.
Do you have any lead boxes?
Alistair will frown and say, I reactor fuel comes in these great big lead containers. They'll show you one. It's a bit bigger than you need, but it'll do a job. It's not so big that it's impossible to move around. It's like almost coffin shaped.
Timur will point it out to Ever's character.
I'm not sure what you want him to do, but he'll give you a thumbs up for whatever reason.
Jesus Christ.
Awesome.
I think Ever just broke Luke.
Royce points at the radioactive orb that's currently loosely strapped to the side of the car and says, "Hey, I think you're supposed to be putting that in that there box and then moving that there box to the shuttle, lad."
He'll do it.
Everyone's out of the pressure suits now as well, right?
Yeah.
Assuming we're in a pressurized area, yes.
Yep, you're in a pressurized area. Those things are pretty claustrophobic, stink of your own farts and sweat. You've not had a shower in like 3 days.
Yeah, let's get cleaned up, get some funges, and get the hell out of here.
Some
Sorry, was that out
funges.
loud?
Yeah, I need some funge. Oh, these tokens. Oh, they're so fungible. You managed to snatch away one of them cred sticks, Liv, but he did the yoink away, the close of the jewellery box as you reached for him. Alright, taking off. Royce says shuttle prep takes about an hour. The shuttle's already been filled up with quite a few severely injured looking people. Old, feeble, sick. Young, feeble, sick. Everyone looking pretty feeble and sick that's been stacked in on stretchers. Sheng asks if anyone wants to talk to the manager. We can wake him back up.
I mean, why?
He shrugs. In case he's hiding more apes. For fun.
Kind of seems cruel.
Fair enough. I mean, he's spent his entire adult life inflicting cruelty on these people in the highest form imaginable. But yeah.
I think Alexi's gonna start working on his tablet and getting everything ready so that way as soon as we're in communication range, we can start getting the ship spun up.
Okay.
Actually, we may need to stay at the station a little bit longer.
What for?
We have to build another sensor ball thingy, and the nerds
No,
know how to do
we
it.
can make it somewhere else because we've just done a whole lot of terrible things. We've been involved in some
Yeah.
stuff that they're not going to be a big fan of. We've got the plans. It's time to go.
Have I just accomplished you to an uprising?
Yes.
Sheng giggles. He looks really happy. He looks very pleased. These people are going to be free. He's been treating people medically. It looks like that's where he were when you called in. On the shuttle waiting, bandaging, giving people salves, tic tacs, shoulder rubs. And you'll take off. I think it is a streamlined winged aeroplane type single stage to orbit vehicle. That's your best bet in such a dense atmosphere, I reckon. Takes a couple of hours to get to high altitude, top of the atmosphere cruising level, and then you will insert into orbit. Depressurization will take 8 hours in total. As soon as the shuttle's sealed, Royce starts the procedure. Your ears start popping immediately once again. Do not stop every 30 minutes or so for the next 8 hours. What's the situation on communications? They're going to spot us at some point. They're going to ask about their base comms.
Oh, don't worry. I've got that part.
Oh? So we're allowed to fly a hot?
Yeah, fly panicky looking even. Might help sell the story I'm about to give.
She like, whew, it's not going to be so tough. Thanks very much. She shaky arms. And yeah, after a short while, I'm guessing you sat like up in co-pilot, Alexi, or something,
Probably, yeah.
with the cans on, and you'd hear the station traffic control being like, "Oh, Elena, mining shuttle B147. You did not file your flight plan from the ground. Please confirm communications with that particular station are offline. Over."
My God, we just got out of there. You have no idea what happened. They all just started going off, and it all went crazy. We managed to get some of the injured out, but now we're on our way out.
Confirm. What is the issue?
I don't know. There was gunfire and people were dying, and we just escaped. We were on our tour.
Sheng is like looking angrily at you from behind. You don't see that, but anyone watching Sheng does.
Smirks.
They're like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Okay, proceed directly to your registered trade docking port.
Have medical teams meet us there.
Copy that.
In the confusion of the medical teams and everything, I vote we try and scoot out of there as quick and quiet as we can.
Royce says, well, I think that worked for me, you know what, this would be even better if I was injured, honestly. She, like, glances at that gun. How good a shot are you?
Alexi shoots her in the leg.
Motherfucking Jesus Christ, you cunt bastard. Oh, fuck.
Would you have preferred to know about it?
No, thank you, she says as she's bandaging her leg up. You keep that, she says.
Tuck it in.
It's a nice little pistol.
We can worry about that later.
Yep. And anyone's doing on this 8-hour trip? You got an orb you could be pondering?
That orb is going in the old like box that used to house the other one. That is,
Uh-huh. Did you bring that
not
with you, I'm guessing?
yeah.
Just left the orb on the ship. Cool. Yeah, you can make that transfer. Give me hazardous materials. Should have asked for that a while ago.
I was saying put the new orb in the old box.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have hazardous materials, so it's a default.
Someone does have hazardous materials. Also, yeah, you're back in microgravity. Congratulations. That's like an even worse
So
penalty
much
to
better.
DX for most of you, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we actually included the microgravity DX penalties before, but I don't think we've really done anything much other than move around in microgravity. Because yeah, I think technically you're like what, a -5 most normal humans.
Yeah, we don't do much in microgravity.
Lol. You don't have to worry about the HT and IQ though, which is nice. So, yeah, there are indeed medical teams waiting. Paramedics will glide aboard as soon as the airlock door opens.
Weren't those the people that were going to get a ride with us? She
Only
asked the group in general.
Sheng says only me and the other members of the collective. Their main goal was to get off that godforsaken planet. Soon they'll be back at survivable G.
All right.
The medical team is currently scanning. Alexi, it sounded like you wanted to make a quick leave.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any particular.
You would get stopped at the airlock, is what I'm saying. By
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
the medical team are wearing hazmat type suits, and they want to diagnose you first. They're like, hold up, don't rush. We need to check that this is not a quarantine situation.
Okay, yeah, then don't raise suspicion, I guess.
How are we going to get the orb past them?
In a mostly radioactive sealed container now.
Where you try and hide,
Fair.
Silver.
I was just trying to peace out.
Okay. Yeah, you'd get stopped as well. Like, this time it's by a security guard who is not wearing a hazmat suit. Most of the medical teams start taking off the hoods and stuff as well. And the security will say, we need to question everyone. We need to know exactly what happened down there. Who was on the radio? Who's talking on this transmission?
It would be me.
Alright, so you said there was shooting down there?
I don't know. We didn't get a good view. We didn't see anything. We just heard loud noises. Things started happening, and we just got the fuck out of there.
Who are you? The pilot? Are you with the adventure stupid tourists? I'm sick of that place. I'm gonna shut it the fuck down.
We were tourists.
I don't know how many times tourists have come back up here bleeding, missing limbs, suffering from all kinds of pressure sicknesses. Everyone roll HT, please.
Nice.
Oh, thanks for the sub, Christoph. Oof, failure on die. Have you rolled anything other than 16 today, Tima? Maybe
13 on a 9.
not.
11 on a 10.
If it's not at least a failure by
14 on an 11. 12 on a 9. 15 on a 9.
So there's Good Friday.
Wow. It's Sunday. Why are we on this map? Who's the pilot? That's what the cop wants to ask. Who is the pilot?
Point at the woman with the shot leg.
Yeah, he'll head over towards her. And this is about the time you can actually sneak out. Yes. You do
That'll
all
be for the
end up having
best.
to give you names, unless you can give me a stealth. A successful stealth may get you out without having to give a name.
Was that my failure stealth, or can I try again
You
now
may,
that
you
people are
may try
tracking?
again now that you've got turned away. Alexi, you dip out before you have to give your formal report. As does Liv. And Alexi, you dip out of there with the orb in that giant coffin. Just like... just shuffling my lead coffin along in zero gravity.
Before I go, I will slip what's your face? A couple of
Grads.
the monkey chips.
Monkey chips. Is this one's got bubblegum. And this one is a zombie. They're worth lots of real money. honestly.
But I would have done a finance and given her a fair share of the endeavors.
Okay, cool. Roll me
Do
a
you want me to
finance,
roll a
please.
finance for
Yeah,
it?
yes,
Okay.
please. Want to make sure you don't scam her or yourself.
Economics, right?
Yeah, I'll take economics. That'll do. There is a default, most likely. I'll check where it is,
I don't remember if it's actually finance though.
and then we can. Success by 6 on economics. A roll of 7 even versus your IQ would probably cover the basic default for it. You've got a bunch of math skills as well. Like, even just
Yeah.
applied mathematics would have covered it. And a roll of 7 beats your applied mathematics skill level. So, you give her a fair share. What do you consider fair?
I mean, like,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1/8. There are 8
I mean,
of
yeah.
you. Cool. Cool. Did I get stealths from anyone else?
I've got one coming. I was trying to reset my actual numbers.
Don't have stealth. So
There we go.
DX or IQ -4?
do I still have the -3 from the gravity, or
Nope.
I take that away?
No minus. Although DX will be -5 now.
And then I don't try.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to be stealthy either.
But you
That's
can
gonna be at a 9.
IQ base stealth.
Does the station not have gravity?
It does, just not in the docking area at the centre.
Oh, okay.
Or it does, but it's like 0.1. You! Alright, you can go, but what's your fucking name for the record?
Die Timur.
Tick, 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 tick. You docked on the, what's this? The Ascend? Oh, it's an acronym. Spaceship name Desire. That you? Terrible name.
Yes.
Terrible name. Go on, get moving. We'll be in touch
Yes.
if we need to. Alexi's typing something. Probably upset about the slight against his spaceship's name.
As you should be.
You'll get back aboard your boat. Let's get to your boat map. We've got a map for your boat.
Oh, do the mag boots offset that?
I wonder. I really need to look into that.
Fair.
Page 350 for different gravities. I don't know if they'll mention mag boots, though.
Probably not. We can look it up between games. No rush.
And
Well, we have a new box, radioactive box, but at the same time, I have the other ball still in my room.
Okay. The other ball is slightly radioactive, nowhere near as much as this one. Before, at least.
Yeah, but the holder, what do you call it, had a radio. It was designed
radioactive
to,
shielded. Correct.
Yeah.
So, where are you keeping each of the balls?
The one that's radioactive proof is in my room. The other one is in the hidey hole.
We'll call them ball A and ball B. Ball A was the first ball you found. Ball B is the second ball you found. Ball A is in your room.
Yep.
Ball B is in the hidey hole. Cool. I need to get back to.
Back to the past.
Yep. Marty. Marty.
That's a Samurai Jack quote.
Oh. God's sake, brain, work. What? Radiation. Radiation. Let's just do it this way, shall we? Let's say you took 10 plus 3d6 rads altogether today. Hui?
Hmm?
23 in total.
22 radiation.
Everyone else took just under 10 rads, so everyone roll HT, please. Straight up. Hui succeeds. Everyone who's not Hui who succeeds will suffer no effects. You lucky bastards. Cool. So, you're back on your ship. Was the plan to cheese it immediately also?
I mean, maybe not in a rush style, but I think, yeah, getting the hell out of here is probably a good idea.
Yeah, get our new friends on board and then go.
Sheng nods. They're on their way. They're gathering their gear. We travel light.
Well, the ship will be ready for launch in 10 minutes. And if they're not here in 11 minutes, we'll be leaving. Or whether they're here or not in 11 minutes.
Roll me a, I think mechanic check, maybe? Mechanic high performance spacecraft? Probably at, a significant penalty to get it ready to go in 10 minutes.
No, remember, I had that, it was getting ready.
It was already getting prepared. This is true. So, yeah, they arrive after 9 minutes. There, yeah. They look a bit
Impressive.
flustered, some of them. They've brought an extra bag, which is Sheng's. We're ready to go. The situation is developing quite well. This place should fare better now for this. Thank you so much for your assistance.
No problem. Let's get the hell out of here before they figured we have anything to
Please.
do with this situation.
Okay, give me an IQ-based piloting check, please, I think, to request undocking permission and chart a flight plan that will leave this system. Bless you.
Sorry, I was trying to hit the button, but
You were sneezing. Yeah, no worries.
I was sneezing.
Success by 5, no problem. The person will say, Roger that, a spaceship named Desire. You are cleared for departure in 14 minutes from Gate B, retrograde direction. Have a safe journey. Over.
Thank you, over. You have a good day yourself there.
Oh, thank you very much there, spaceship named Desire. Over and out.
Over and out, control.
Your docking permission, no, undocking permission symbol will light up.
Right.
Rudy gets on the comms and says, "Wait! Don't leave! Jesus Christ!
We told you 10 minutes.
I'm coming! I'm coming!" And then, yeah, Rudy, barrels in through the airlock moments before it slides shut and decouples from its docking point. And I don't need another piloting check. It's very routine to leave a station and to start heading away
Okay.
from it.
Cool. Before we really get outside of the station, because I'm sure there's just some like dead time floating.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking for our other friend, who's bound to be out there looking for us.
Well, as you're leaving the station, you mean?
Yeah, like as we're leaving the station, like we're looking for bounty hunter ship.
That is a baller sensors roll. They've still not left. They are still on station as you leave. But amongst all the static of multiple signals in there, you do manage to single his out. And as soon as you powered up, it looks like they also started powering up. And it looks like they're initiating procedures to de-dock and attempt to follow you. But they're not coming on comms or anything like that. Presumably it'll take them at least as long as it took you. I mean, that were like one of the fastest exits you've ever done.
Okay.
You're out in like 30 minutes from...
And we were in the priority rich people zone, and he's on the outskirts.
This is also true. Yeah, he's...
Yeah.
So, you reckon you've got an hour to 8 hours lead on him? And you'll be able to see exactly when he does manage to leave the station.
Okay. Is there a way, since now we've got a full tank of gas and everything's in like nice tip-toppy working order, can we leave in the opposite direction that we want to go and then like stop somewhere in the middle and like pull a Yui and then...
You absolutely can do that. So that you leave one trail and or even better yet, don't leave a trail at all. And then set off back in another direction, disguised, hidden in someone else's wake.
Yeah, that's kind of the goal.
Yes.
So do you want like a navigation and an IQ based stealth or something?
Yeah, both of those would be lovely.
Okay. So, navigation space.
If anyone else is available to assist, you may also roll. Each success will grant a +1 to this.
For navigation space or IQ based stealth or what?
For both. This is a thing that Alexi will be pulling up on all the main screens in the ship and what have you. As he's plotting courses, people will see what he's doing. People can think about it if they've got the skills and suggest benefits. Up to a success by 6 on the stealth. You plot a course that will take you around the back of first the gas giant Abby Lee. Oh, up to a success by 7 on the stealth. Sorry, I wanted to look at my planet names. Abby Lee's a meme now. Yeah, Abby Leem's got quite a... Abby Leem. She's got quite a small orbital radius, only 1.89 AU. Yours is even smaller, 0.36 AU. This is a weird system. Cold star. But you will essentially hide around the back of various gas giants until eventually you enter FTL, hopefully obscured behind Lindsay, the outermost gas giant in the system, in the complete opposite direction to where you're actually heading, which is Gleezer something something.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that might buy us some time.
Yeah, definitely worth trying.
There is a star within a day's travel in that direction that's not really got anything of note around it. Possibly not any stations or humans at all. So that'd be a great place to potentially try and turn around sneakily.
Oh, okay.
Or just middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't want to double back to this place because we don't want to be here.
Yeah. No. I'm
no, this
thinking
is.
more like.
I'll take us to the map. So you're currently here, and your destination was this one, I believe. 3.8 parsecs away.
Yeah.
It's quite a long journey. Maybe.
So maybe make it. Yeah. Maybe we wound up making it look like we're heading to what BD plus 52,
Mhm.
and then like pulled a big UE and wound up, kind of.
Yep.
Oh yeah, maybe like crossing the lanes through this little dead space area here.
Potentially, I'd have to do some Cartesianing, but
Isn't
yeah,
crossing the lanes a thing that people don't really do? Because you run
But
into
that's how we
skulls.
got to that first star. Like we.
it is how you got to that first start. It's risky, but you can generally avoid people as well from quite far out when you're doing that.
We
But
take the risk.
that one is at what's that? 9.1, 4.6, and you're at. So yeah, it wouldn't be too inconceivable to head in this direction and then switch over and suddenly start coming this direction.
And what is that in that system?
It's where these guys want to go. It is fairly populated. It's got a much nicer planet than this one. It's got like a planet with a couple of billion people living on it.
Sold.
Yeah. A place where we can dump our cargo and. A place where we have to dump our cargo because we specifically picked up a bunch of cargo going there.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I think I'll leave orb inspection. There's too many questions that Tara will want to ask, and it's clearly painful for her to talk, so I don't want to torture you.
Thank you.
I'm about ready to end tonight. I think we've just about been going 4 hours, but there is more bullshitting to be done for sure. I've got another 10 minutes in me at least.
Yeah. Now we're on the ship.
You're on the ship.
Could we go to the ship?
Let's go to the ship.
And we should have a few more tokens on the ship now, too.
You should have a few more tokens on the ship now too.
And if more sleeping space is required, they can also probably use the shuttle, right?
Ship gets taken over by blue space monkeys. So all the apes that you funged come to life. They are angry.
That
One
was
very
the,
pissed
that was
off
the
looking
episode that was
baboon.
never aired.
Why are we so ugly? Why did you make us so ugly?
Funge 'em quick.
We got Ning, Ji, Sheng, and Tao. Whew.
Luke, could I make one small retcon?
Probably.
When I gave her the little token thingies, the good credit chips,
Yeah.
I'll slip her my personal wave email address thing.
Oh, yeah. Cool. She'll smile and give you hers that she uses. back in the past. In the present, I feel like something got left behind, or rather forgotten to be done, or just some such. Gina's got like, Gina, you just blink, and like you've got photographic memory even, haven't you?
I don't know.
I thought you had eidetic memory. That might just be Rudy actually who's got eidetic memory, and I'm getting confused. But yeah,
That
no.
sounds likely.
You think about your nightstand in that fancy suite back on the station, and how there were a stack or a few million credits worth of chips from your winnings that you've just left behind.
Yeah, room
Like,
service will appreciate it.
yeah, a tip for the maids that like is so
Absolutely.
big that they can't even technically take it, probably.
Definitely starts up in the middle of the night like, crap. Oh, well.
But no, I feel like there's something else we're forgetting. No idea what it is. Can't have been important. Can't.
I mean, there were ongoing things. But I think we're walking away from them.
Well, these guys all have to share a room.
I don't think any of us are giving up our rooms, so
No, Gina's largely avoiding those guys.
There is also the shuttle.
Ah, yes, the shuttle's like technically a good place where two people could sleep.
And I assume this is what you were getting at, Luke? Discord?
Going to Discord. I just opened on Susan Boyle. Is there a child that you left behind?
Oh, I thought you were specifically referencing that.
Oh. No, I really thought that there was... But, you know what? This is kind of hilarious and I might do this because it's just funny and stupid. Nah, never mind, ignore me. That makes ball aches for me in future that I don't want to have to deal with, so I'm not doing it.
Good policy.
You have also got your steerage room. Yeah, so some of that cargo can be moved. And there's an extra room then. And I think that... Yeah, no, I think there's 3 spare rooms then.
Well, Timur will ask the crew to head to the Peltec for a meeting.
Go
Sure.
fuck yourself, they all say.
They aren't the crew.
Oh no, that's Silver's room.
Do people want to... There we go.
Someone showed up.
Anyone not wanting to show up for a meeting?
having the
Rudy...
meeting.
Rudy'll stick around to listen, but he can't talk because he's eating from a big jar of peanut butter, and every time he goes to talk, his mouth's just too sticky and he shuts up.
Okay, we'll go.
Alright, so we're out of that planet. We've got some goods to sell once we get to the new one. Then what?
I'd like to institute a 1-month no revolution policy.
Yeah, we're already getting something of a reputation. Pull up some random chatter about us. There's gonna be like a news story going around about some mysterious group.
Alright, so do we have any specific goals? Have we learned anything from the new Death Sphere?
I've had it for like a day.
Alright, so We don't know if we'll immediately learn anything about that. If we do, then we can follow that lead where it goes, but what if we don't find something out right away? What is our goal?
Sell the cargo, have a good time in the meantime, trade it for something better for the next place.
Most of the cargo we got is going to where we're going anyway.
I figure we'll sell it there and buy something that we can sell somewhere else.
Well, no. We're not selling it. Somebody is paying us to have it delivered.
Even better.
Rudy goes to say something, but then just like has a big gulp from his glass of milk, and then eats another spoon of peanut butter.
No, he does not drink from a glass of milk.
It's got a lid on it, with a straw and a valve.
Right, so those are plans for what we do once we reach our next planet, but what about after that?
You mean like our 5-year plan?
Or even a 5-day plan?
I mean, that was like a
5
2
days
week,
easy.
2
We've
weeks
got
to a
it.
month. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, well, 5-day plan is easy. We're going to be in space for the next 5 days.
Did you have something in mind?
Not in particular, I'm just wondering if anyone happened to. We arrive there, we just run around.
I mean, there's a tiger show I want to see.
Is that like a donkey show?
No, it's like they have tigers. Never mind.
That were our character, I'm sorry. I've not got anyone in character to ask that. Except for Rudy, whose mouth's full of peanut butter and milk.
Well, we could always find more work. And I got to be honest, I want to see where this alien artifact hunt thing seems to be going.
I mean, it better not just find the other orb. If they find each other and that's all they do, I'm going to be pissed.
Maybe they're like the Dragon Balls. Once we get all 7, they'll grant us one universe-changing wish.
Anyone want to roll history?
Nope.
In fact, I feel like Daitima's history would succeed on that because I'm pretty sure it's based on like Chinese myth.
I don't see it, but I might have it here.
At default, you could probably say maybe.
I mean,
Inspired by the 16th century Chinese novel Journey to the West. Cool.
I'm just thinking that a lot of the entertainment that
Do you want literature or history?
Either, whichever you prefer, based on that answer. Failure by One. It's a pretty famous book. I'll allow it.
Has been described as arguably the most popular literary work in East Asia.
Pretty famous book. At least a
wait,
+1.
you want to go see a museum? She looks over at Alexei, concerned.
No, like that show. The one we found in the archives of our ships.
The Adventures of
Blink,
Young Indiana Jones.
Well,
I was that was when I was busy looking at all those personal files.
No, I don't think it was on this ship. I think like He's remembering things that he used to watch like on his old beater ships.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, flashback to like a very crappy TV screen playing something.
Well, I don't have specific plans for that kind of stuff, but I'm game if people come across things. Just let's chill on the revolutions.
It's only been one revolution. You technically stopped a different revolution.
That one kind of
Maybe
felt
we
like
don't get
that felt like
in.
a revolution.
Maybe
Don't-
we just try to avoid getting involved in planetary politics.
Yeah.
You just picked up a group of like radical left-wing terrorists.
Well, yes, but we drop them off and
Wash our hands of them.
wash our hands of them. It was more of a financial transaction than anything else, anyway.
They are paying, right?
I
Oh,
think
right?
the payment was the coin.
Yeah, the apes that you've funged. That's what that mining station we're mining for, NFTs.
Nice.
Where's my ape? Oh, my ape's gone.
The cats dealt with them.
No, the cats do not like the NFTs.
I think we may have reached a creative wall.
Yep, this
Fair.
is a good stopping point. So... Oh, that guy leaves the station. He does indeed leave the station, but it takes him... What is my first result? Oh, it takes him a full 8 hours. It is, like, minutes before you initiate FTL that you see him finally leaving the station. And you only just managed to glimpse it because you only became visible for like half a second. So hopefully he did not see you at all. Because you've been putting giant planets in between you and that base.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed that might have been an actual super sneaky escape and he has no idea which way you went.
We're probably going to power up down when we get support next time anyways, just in case.
Orb A. Remind me again. Orb A is still in its original inertial compass, correct? Well, orb
Silver is the only one that knows the answer to that.
and orb B is just in the coffin.
Yes.
Cool. So, orb A is emitting a lot more radiation since you got back to orbit.
Is my thingy still enough to eat it, or am I in danger?
You aren't in danger yet. It's still enough to eat it, but it's like it's a good magnitude of 10 increase in radiation that it's emitting. And that'd probably prompt you to go with a Geiger counter to the other one. And indeed, the lead box is managing to shield it still. But as soon as you slightly open that thing, whoa, radiation's kind of scary, spooky.
Well, I guess I know what I'm spending my cred chip on.
And right, so Everoth, you succeeded on your dose of 23 rads. A success, I believe, gives you... So, find his current accumulated dose in the accumulated dose column. Apply the modifier in the HT column to his HT roll. We already did this. On a critical success, first column. On a success, second column. It was a success. The second column is effect B. Hematopoietic syndrome? I don't know how to pronounce that. Hematopoietic syndrome. So, first off, you suffer 1d6 of injury from radiation burns. You suffer 5 injury from radiation burns, and you've gained low pain threshold for 1 week.
Okay.
I should paste that in, really. Five damage. And for that syndrome, so
That seems excessive for the amount of rads you said he had. Was there a mistake made?
nope, 23. Rads in GURPS don't equate to real world rads.
Oh, okay. That is really useful to know.
Okay, yeah, I think, yeah, if that was your problem, then yeah. So, you feel sick. You are nauseated. What's your HT?
That would be, I believe, 14.
Got HT 14, so yeah, it is pretty much just as you enter FTL that you start feeling really sick, and that these burns start appearing all over your hands and arms, and they hurt real bad. I'm rolling another d6. The first result is 1. Ooh, you got lucky. Lose 1 DX, IQ, and FP, and you've got haemophilia.
Permanently?
No.
Well, as soon as I start seeing things on him, I will take him to the med thing and hook him up.
Oh yeah, you've got like first aid and shit, haven't you? And yeah,
I'll
so
be on the triad then.
severe radiation sickness on Hui is what it looks like.
Well, I'll get him on our machine drip because I assume our machine can do something about that.
It can. There is treatment.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Radiation is nasty shit.
At TL8, advanced collating drugs encapsulate and remove fallout in 12 hours. Huh? And they halve your effective dosage. Oh, if it's taken 1 to 3 hours in advance. Oh, but collating drugs can take it out of your system. Halves exposure after 3 days and eliminates it after a week. So yeah, in about a week you should be all right.
Okay.
This is not a severe dose of radiation. On basic set campaigns, page 436, it takes a bit to get your head around, but the radiation effects table column. If you suffer from a higher letter like D, you will also suffer C, B, and A probably. And the more rads you take, the worse it's going to be, until E is just rapid cerebrovascular death. After 1 hour, you lose 1D of DX, IQ, and FP, and take 1D injury. Gain haemophilia, low pain threshold, susceptible to disease -3, and nauseated. Make an hourly HT roll.
That's not what happened to him.
That's not what happened to him. No, nowhere near. That's over 4,000 rads, and like over
Right, like he was in like the A range, right?
23 rads total taken. You guys were in the 8 range and suffered no effects because of succeeding HT. I hope that basic radiation description helped anyone. I've helped myself. I love radiation. Never properly used it. Now I'm finally using it to kill Everoth. Nah, you'll be fine, pal. You'll muscle through. If you poke him, it's funny. He's got low pain threshold. Thanks very much for watching. People were actually watching today. Thanks very much for watching. We'll be back next week at the same time with this. We'll also be back on Thursday, is that? Is that the day you play Star Trek? Thursday with Star Trek. Bunch of Star Treks. I'm Luke. I was the GM. We had Tara.
I am Tara, and my voice is on fire.
You got 2 balls now. Radioactive.
2.
Deadly as fuck. Oh yeah, Ever would have taken 230 rads if he'd not been wearing a suit for all that. Oof. We had James.
Hey, I am James. I play Alexi, and as we can see, Alexi's not above being like, "Hey, way, dive in the pool, kick."
Why he's not above being like, yeah, whatever, bro, I'll dive in the pool, fuck you. We had Lee.
Hey, I'm Lee. I play Gina, and she felt a bit like a class traitor today.
Oh, really?
She was feeling guilty.
Are you in the rich class or the poor class?
She considers herself to be the rich class.
The rich class do not consider you to be the rich class, Gina, for the most part, I don't think. If they knew everything about you, anyway. But on the surface, I suppose, yeah, everyone thinks you're in the rich class. Yeah, ignore me.
She pretends.
It's this game that we play. We had Everoth.
Hello, I was Everett, and I was the guy that died to get the radiation ball.
You didn't die. You'll be fine. Stop being a
Died.
crybaby. Stop being a crybaby. You do
I
feel like
said
you're gonna
dive.
die. Oh, dived. GG. Whoops. We had Jared.
Hey, I'm Jared. I played Timur. He gets both of his peer groups on the ship at the same time.
Oh yeah. It's a smashing of friend groups. This never ends well, honestly. There's gonna be friction.
Never cross the streams.
Yeah. Yeah, there's gonna be friction. Well. Yeah. Post-credits scene. Where the fuck did they go? Where the fuck did they go? Find them! What do you mean they're not behind the planet anymore? Well, which of these wakes is theirs? You idiot! Find out, follow him. And he throws his zero gravity mug of tea with the cup, and it smashes against a console, and he's like, "Rrr!" Bounty Hunter Angie. Bye. Everyone say bye.
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 Bye.